Hello and welcome to Onondaga Flames Team Line Stream. I'm Morgan Chapman alongside Eric Moon for the first couple of innings of this ball game. On the mound for the Syracuse Saltcats, Thomas Beliveau. Eric, what do you got on him?
Native of West Newbury, Massachusetts, attends South Virginia University, graduate of St. Thomas Aquinas High School, pitched almost 30 innings with South Virginia this year, 3-1 with an ERA just above 5. We'll see what he has tonight against the Flames.
We'll see what he has tonight against the Flames. Last time we were here, some bad blood, a little bit of hostility on the field between the Saltcats and the Flames. Let's see if they can iron it out on the field. Leading off for the Onondaga Flames, number 20, Jack Chernow, playing center field this evening for the Flames. Eric, how has he been doing over the last couple of games?
Oh, he's been spectacular at the plate. Last night, 2 for 4 again against the Niagara Power. 2 nights ago, 3 for 5 against the Spartans. He's just been a solid hitter since he arrived with the Flames on Friday night.
Yes, he definitely has. And sorry about not being able to get to that game broadcasted for you guys. All three of us had different obligations that night as the first pitch is swung on, cut over to the second baseman. That's Ferlenda. Easy first out of the ball game, first pitch swinging. 4-3 to start the game. Off the bat next for the Onondaga Flames, number 22. This is Adam Gordon. Adam Gordon's another player, Eric, that's been doing very well as of late.
Yeah, and if there's any bad blood remaining from the game Saturday nights, we might see it here with Adam Gordon because he was at the center of it from the Flames' perspective.
He sure was. Couple pitches towards his head. Here's the first pitch for Adam Gordon in there for a strike.
Couple pitches he took issue with, and then he slid hard into second base. Didn't quite clear the benches either time, but did spark a few exchanges of words.
Second pitch low, missing for ball. Count evens up at 1-1, and we saw Adam Gordon slide in the second. That was obviously a questionable play, but we thought frustration was boiling over just a little bit between the two teams. We saw a Syracuse Saltcats coach get ejected as the third pitch is going to miss for a ball. But other than that, Eric, I thought the Flames handled themselves really well, being able to bounce back and get right back into the game and then not let that lead up. They just kept pounding the ball, and they didn't score that many more runs after that happened, but still were able to play their game. Beliveau throws it in there. It's going to miss the zone. 3-1 is going to be the count for Adam Gordon. Really nice at-bat for the second batter for the Flames.
Well, and the shenanigans in the fifth inning came at the beginning of the inning.
Yeah.
And the Flames scored 5 runs in that inning, so the Flames came together as a team, scored a few more runs.
Pitch in there from Beliveau for a strike. Count's going to go to 3-2.
And from the Saltcats' perspective, they were just showing their frustration. Typically, when a team's getting blown out by that much, you're going to see a team get really frustrated.
Here's the payoff from Beliveau. Swung on, cut high, looks like out to the right fielder. Could be an easy play, and it's going to be an F9 for the second out of the inning. That's Fajardo.
Gordon just missed that one. That is a 3-2 pitch right over the plate. Gordon just got under a little too much, and clearly the ball's going to be carrying a little bit, at least to right field tonight, because the right fielder, Fajardo, didn't think it was going to go that far, and then the ball carried all the way to the warning track.
So here's A.J. DiFilippo up the bat next for the Onondaga Flames. Plays his college ball at Columbia University. Oh, excuse me, it's Mike Netzel. I was one step ahead of myself as that one's going to be scooped up from the shortstop and the third out of the inning. So we're going to step aside on Team Line. We'll be right back here on Team Line, the Onondaga Flames stream. Welcome back to the Onondaga Flames Team Line stream. I'm Morgan Chapman alongside Eric Moon. And Eric on the mound for the Onondaga Flames as Trace Peterson throws down to get this bottom of the first inning going. It's Gabe Golob. How did Gabe look against the Genesee Rapids?
Well, like we mentioned in the pregame, 5 perfect innings.
Yeah.
Well, not perfect in the scorebook, but perfect in terms of how well he was pitching, in my opinion. But the 6th inning got away from him, gave up 3 runs, all charged to him. That proved to be the difference against the Rapids.
Sure did, and we thought maybe if Gabe got pulled after the end of that 5th inning, he probably would have been okay, and maybe the Flames could have had a different outcome in that game. But either way, this is Adam Holland for the Syracuse Saltcats wearing number 9 as he lays down a bunt attempt. He's pulling back, almost getting him there. Have to shake that one off, but Adam Holland plays his college baseball at Rutgers University, and he's one of their studs in the top of the lineup.
Yeah, pitch was up and in on Holland, so nothing came of it, so clearly no bad blood for the moment.
Second pitch is going to be in the turf low, and the count quickly goes to 2-0 on Adam Holland. Trace Peterson getting the start behind the plate. We talked with head coach Mike Cordero about that matchup the battle between Trace Peterson and Jake Surratt. Peterson's going to get the start tonight. I think he's slightly ahead of Surratt as he's allowed just a couple of less pass balls, as that pitch is going to be another ball missing the zone. 3 balls, no strikes for Adam Holland.
Well, Surratt just arrived here on Friday night with 3 other players, 2 from Columbia, 1 a teammate at Canisius. So he's still trying. It takes some players some time to adjust to playing more games, and he didn't get a whole lot of action at Canisius this season, so he's still trying to get into his groove.
Here's Gabe Golob with the 3-0, and it's going to miss again. So not the start from Gabe Golob that he wanted to see. Walks his first batter faced. Up the bat next for the Syracuse Saltcats, number 18, Alexander Ferlenda.
And he's got to throw a strike on this next pitch because you're thinking ball 5 on the mound if you throw this next one out of the zone. Golob's just trying to find his groove on the mound. 4 pitches, missed the zone to walk Holland at the beginning of the game.
As it looks like a stolen base attempt from Holland, and that's going to be in there, so he easily steals second base. Great jump on that pitch, and he's the speedster. It's exactly why he's number 1 in the lineup and showing off those wheels here early.
And it's a smart steal because after the 4-pitch walk, Golob, as I was talking about, he's just trying to find the zone. He's not entirely focused on the runner at first base, and Holland, with his speed, he can take second pretty easily with a good jump.
Well, Holland now in scoring position with no outs. This is Alexander Ferlenda, second baseman this evening. Trying to drive in the first run of the game for the Syracuse Saltcats as Golob checks him at second. Here's the pitch swung on straight back at Golob. This is going to get down, and it's going to score the first run of the ball game perhaps, but instead he's held up at third, so just a single there from Ferlenda. I think that was a smart decision, as Cherno definitely would have been able to throw him out, or at least
it was a smart decision because Cherno came up gunning.
Yeah, came up gunning.
That
Nick Garcia with the cutoff right there definitely would have been able to gun him out. So this is Sean Lawler up to bat next for the Syracuse Saltcats, number 25, playing left field this evening.
And this guy's heating up. 3 for 4 2 nights ago against the Rome Generals in the Saltcats 6-3 win, their last NYCBL game. And then against the Flames on Saturday night, drove in the only Syracuse run.
As he looks to lay down a bunt attempt, the suicide squeeze could be on here, Eric. I know you're a big fan of the small ball game. Do you like this attempt by Sean Lawler?
I'm okay with it because, there's nobody out in the inning, and you're just trying to get on the board first. Both these teams are struggling, and the Saltcats and Flames both need to use a little small ball to try and get some runs on the board.
Checking back over there, that's Ferlenda. Not going to be in time.
And with a bunt, even if you don't get the runner home from third base, at least get the runner from first to second, and you have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 away.
Sure. Runners on the corners with Sean Lawler, as it looks like he's in a stolen base attempt, going to easily slide in the second as Golob looked to fake the pitch and go back to first, but Ferlenda was already stealing, and 2 easy steals there for the Saltcats. 2 runners in scoring position with one of the most consistent batters on this Saltcats team up.
Well, and Ferlenda got second because he didn't hesitate.
Yeah.
Went right for second base, and then Golob threw it behind him.
So here's a 1-0 pitch for Sean Lawler, missing and the count goes to 2-0. And I know the Syracuse Saltcats team for a fact wants to drive in multiple runs in this game after the beatdown that the Flames handed them last time they faced each other. 16-1 was the final, and the Saltcats just couldn't find any rhythm throughout that ball game. 2-0 looks like Gabe Golub trying to get his spikes in the mound. Gets the sign from Peterson. A windup, and here it is. Missing again, though, as the count goes to 3-0. This looks like a similar at-bat that Adam Holland had, Eric.
Well, he's thrown 9 pitches to this point, just 2 strikes. You know, it might just not be his night.
Yeah.
He's having some troubles on the mound, uncharacteristic of what we saw at Genesee. You know, it just, some nights you're good on the mound, sometimes you're not. And for Gabe Golub, he's just out of his rhythm tonight.
Well, here it is. Chopped off the end of his bat for the first strike. Sean Lawler gets a piece of that one. Count goes to 3-1.
He doesn't have his stuff, but he doesn't have the zone at the moment. But as the best thing he can do right now is work around his struggles at the moment.
3 balls, 1 strike. Gabe Golub still trying to get in a rhythm on the mound. Here's the 3-1, way high, and it's going to walk. The second walk surrendered in this inning from Gabe Golub, bringing up Isaac Porter, the designated hitter, as time is called. Looks like a necessary mound visit with bases loaded, no outs here. Slow start for Gabe Golub, but he's a player that once he's in rhythm, he usually is able to be very consistent. We saw that down in Genesee. We also saw that opening night here against the Syracuse Saltcats.
Oh, and this is absolutely a visit that was required from Robert Andrews, the pitching coach, just to try and talk to Golub, calm him down a little bit, because he's probably a little panicked. He might be a little panicky out there.
Yeah.
Throwing just 3 strikes on his first 11 pitches, you know, just trying to find his rhythm out there. If the Flames can get out of this inning, giving up no runs, even 1 run on the scoreboard, it'll be a win at this point.
So Isaac Porter, the DH, here's the first one for Porter. Just missing the zone on that pitch, and Gabe Golub needs to regain his confidence out on the mound.
It's a good pitch, but it's a call you might get when you're throwing strikes. The umpires typically don't give you that call when you're struggling to hit the zone. They make you hit the zone.
Bases juiced here in the bottom of the first inning with Isaac Porter up, the designated hitter. Here's one that finds the zone. Looks like a breaking ball finds the lower half of the corner, and the count evens up at 1-1.
And you got to think that breaking ball, hopefully, if you're a Flames fan, gives him confidence on the mound, because that was a beauty.
Really nice pitch from Gabe Golub. Count 1-1. Bases loaded, no outs. Here it is. Cut on, out of play. And the count goes to 1-2 for Isaac Porter.
And he went right back to the breaking ball. It was the exact same pitch. Porter was able to get a piece of it, but it was another unhittable breaking ball. You know, you go with what works in any situation. The breaking ball is working at the moment for Golub.
Porter, one of 3 Bonnies on this team, Eric. 3 players from St. Bonaventure University. Here's the pitch from Golub. Just outside the zone. Count evens up at 2-2, and this is exactly what you have to do for Gabe. He's got to be able to mix his pitches in there and mix up his spots just a little bit. This is the second time this season the Saltcats have seen Gabe Golub on the mound. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, bases loaded here in the bottom of the first inning. The 2-2, cut on and missed, and that's going to be a strikeout. So really nice job of Gabe Golub taking Robert Andrews' advice, whatever he told him, finding himself his first strikeout in the first out of this inning.
And that was a quality at bat on the mound from Gabe Golub. You know, like you said, mixed up his pitches a little bit, and he got some confidence.
Yeah.
He got that confidence with the breaking ball on the second pitch of the at bat. That fastball is now working.
Here's Patrick Miner for the Syracuse Saltcats, as that's going to miss for a ball, but you know, having those mound visits, Eric, it has to boost your confidence a little bit. You're out there by yourself on that mound, but having some familiar faces out there telling you everything's going to be okay definitely has to help out just a little bit.
And it's knowing when to say as a pitching coach, too.
Exactly. 1-0, missing breaking ball, going to miss the zone. Count goes to 2-0. Bases still loaded with 1 down. But this is all Gabe Golub has to do. He can leave 3 runners on base if he's just able to win these battles, the one-on-one with the batter. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch, cut on back towards the screen, and the count will go to 2-1. was a long night the last time these two teams faced each other, as we didn't get out of here until about 10:30 p.m. and I thought it was going to be even longer than that, as the last couple innings just blew by. But so many stoppages in play for frustration. 2-1 pitch. Check swing holds it back, and the count goes to 3-1 for Patrick Miner, the first baseman. Miner plays his college ball at the University of Arkansas Tech. Didn't really have the best freshman campaign, but that's exactly why he's here with the Saltcats, trying to get a little bit better. 3 balls, 1 strike. That's going to be low, and it will walk in a run. So the first run of the game is scored on a walk. Patrick Miner walks to first base. Adam Holland comes around, and up the bat next for the Syracuse Saltcats, number 24, Taylor Fajardo.
That looked good from up here.
It did.
That 3-1 pitch looked like a good fastball, but it was the exact same pitch that was the first one to Porter in that at-bat. So the early indication is that at least to right-handed batters, the home plate umpire is not going to give that outside corner very easily.
Certainly isn't. Taylor Fajardo up the bat for the Saltcats. First pitch cut on, missed. First strike of the at-bat. He was swinging for the fence there. Fajardo out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Eric. 6'4", 225.
That city is now home to the Golden Knights.
Pitch is going to miss for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. Eric always has to have the plug of the Capitals winning their first Stanley Cup.
That was not a Capitals plug. That was purely a Golden Knights plug.
Whatever you say, boss. 1-1 is the count with 1 out. Bases juiced here in the bottom of the first inning. Gabe Golob trying to get out of this mess. 1-1 high, almost towards his face. As Fajardo has to turn his head to avoid the pitch. 2-1 is the count now, and it's good to see the composure of these Saltcats being upheld, especially with some of these pitches that are towards the face of some of these Saltcats players.
Well, it's a completely different situation, too, because the Saltcats just got the lead.
True.
You know, they were down 10, and they were very frustrated Saturday night.
This one's cut on back towards us, out of play. Count evens up at 2-2 here at Onondaga Community College. A beautiful summer night on this Tuesday evening here at OCC. We'll be back in action tomorrow night. We'll be the home team here at Onondaga Community College. Eric and I will have the call. Here's the 2-2. And it's going to miss the zone. Count goes to full. So we've seen the best starts from Gabe Golob. We've also seen him struggle a little bit. Here's him struggling just a little bit for the first time this season on the mound. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out, bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a breaky ball in the lower third.
Here it is, the payoff. Missing the zone, walking in another Syracuse Saltcats player. So Ferlenda's going to score.
And smart by Nick Garcia to walk to the mound and talk to Gabe Golob. Somebody's got to talk to him after the last 2 at-bats, which were this one closer than the last to getting Fajardo out at the plate. Had a 3-1 count against Miner, walked a run in that at-bat. You know, he's just got to find his confidence again. It's going in and out this inning.
Christian Nakari up the bat for the Saltcats. First pitch missing again for a ball, and Gabe Golob just really needs to find himself out there. He's all by himself, bases loaded here. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 out. Bases still loaded. Score is Saltcats 2, Flames 0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Gabe Golob gets the sign from Peterson. Here's the delivery. Swung on. This was going to go out of play, as no Flames players are going to even chase at it. Count evens up at 1-1. And we've seen him get into the battles a couple of full counts, but just not able to get the payoff where he needs it to be.
And this at-bat, like the last one, crucial, because if you're the Flames, you got to avoid that snowball effect.
There it is, right back to Jared Grosko. This is going to be down. 1 Saltcat will score. Coming around third base, this is Patrick Miner, but he's going to be held up. So Sean Lawler will score the game's 3rd run. And the Saltcats go up 3-0 on the Flames with still 1 out there. So an RBI single for Christian Nakari.
Station to station they go again, and you know it's a strike right there from Golob. You know he got the ball in the zone, but the breaking ball was just a little too hittable. He hunted in the upper part of the zone. Nakari laced it into right center.
So here's Mike Gorman, the shortstop out of Iona College, as the pitch finds the zone for a strike, as the Saltcats have almost batted around. And this is the same situation, Eric, that we saw with the Syracuse Spartans. They started the game off hot, scored 5 runs in that first inning, and not the same situation, but 3 runs already with bases loaded and only 1 down. Golob pitching the turf for Peterson, and the count evens up at 1-1. And when the Flames fall behind like this, it's so hard for them to battle back. It's usually where they find themselves. Last night we saw them battle back, just unable to pull it off, and they're going to be having the battle from behind in this ball game, looks like, early on.
3 games in a row with an early deficit. Not what you want to see.
No, not at all. And I'll tell you what, the one thing about this Flames team, they never give up. No matter what the score is, they never give up. But you would like them to at least have the lead and keep the lead like we saw against the Saltcats the last time. As that pitch is going to find the strike zone. Count goes to 1-2 for Mike Gorman, the Iona product. Bases loaded for him. Big position. As some of the Saltcat faithful start to show up just a little bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Cut on, it's going to be fouled off the end of his bat. We'll do the 1-2 count once again. But tough to get a crowd at the Tuesday night game when everyone's got to work tomorrow, Eric.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely hard, but, it's fun work for us at least.
It sure is, I tell you that. 1 ball, 2 strikes with bases loaded here in the bottom of the first. 3-0 is the lead for the Saltcats. As Golob gets the sign, here it is, and it's going to miss the zone. Count evens up at 2-2. Trying to get Gorman to reach at that. Shortstop is not fooled by the pitch, and we will continue this sticky situation.
And I look for him to keep it low in the zone or even out of the zone this time, because the ground ball double play, as I keep forgetting to mention, is still in play here.
This one's inside, and the count goes to full. So, third full count Gabe Golob has faced in this inning just alone, and hasn't been able to be on the successful side of that. Let's see if he can get the payoff to work. 3-2 is the count. Here's the payoff. Cut on. This should be an easy one. This is Hart, and he's going to get it over, trying to get the double play, but it's going to get past Nick Garcia, going to score another run. So a mental error made by the Flames. Lead goes to 4-0 here. 5-0, here in the bottom of the first inning with.
Well, it's going to be an RBI fielder's choice and an error charge to Grosguth. Like I said, you can't avoid that snowball effect. Now, this is a copycat of the Spartan game, except for the cause of the problems, and that is, instead of hits this time given up by Morrisroe, it's some walks from Golob.
So some mental errors as Jared Grosguth isn't able to make the easy throw. Golob checking Gorman at first base. Lead grows to 5-0. And the Syracuse Spartans game, that was just a whole battle from behind basically the whole game. They got within 1, and then they were just unable to complete the comeback as Golob checks Gorman at first base once again. So, Eric, we have the heart of our lineup coming up. We have 3, 4, 5. Those 3 guys capable of scoring runs. What do they need to do?
They need to get at least 1 run on the board. Yeah. Just stop the bleeding.
Stop the bleeding is right. As Gorman goes, this one's cut off foul. Gorman had a good jump on that. This is Dylan Nolan, the catcher, up the bat for the Saltcats. And we saw the catcher position for the Saltcats be a lot of trouble last time we saw these 2 teams play. Pass balls was the story of that game, as several went by Porter, the catcher, who was in behind the plate, but last time that was Isaac Porter, who's the DH this evening for the Saltcats. Here's the 0-1, missing the zone as Peterson's able to get over there in time, holding Gorman at first base.
Well, there are a lot of wild pitches, but a couple, just 2 of the 16 Flames runs in that contest came around to score on a wild pitch. But, everything just went wrong for the Saltcats that night.
Sure did. But tonight, Flip the script and looks like everything's going up the same way that the Flames were having it. Now the Saltcats are on the other end of that. 5-0 is the lead. That's exactly what the score was in the other game, except the other way around. As Gorman looks to steal again. Peterson with a throwdown. Got him! Trace Peterson with a heck of a throw. Jared Groskuth with the catch and the tag. Flames are going to momentarily stop the bleeding. 5-0 is your lead going, or the score going into the top of the second inning. We'll be right back here on Team Line. And welcome back to the Onondaga Flames Team Line stream. I'm Morgan Chapman alongside Eric Moon. Eric, Flames find themselves in a bit of a hole, 5-0 to be exact, with A.J. DiFilippo up the bat for the Flames.
Get one run this inning. You know, you're just trying to keep the runs from adding up, keep the deficit from adding up, and if you get one, you stop the bleeding momentarily.
First pitch in there for a strike on DiFilippo.
And get Beliveau out of his rhythm because only took him 8 pitches to get 3 outs in the first inning.
Here's the delivery from Beliveau. Breaking ball missing the zone. Count evens up at 1-1 with Trace Peterson on deck. We just saw him make a terrific throw from the catcher's position to tag out Mike Gorman. Here's Beliveau with the delivery. It's going to miss the zone again, and 2-1 is the count.
And what I want to see from A.J. DiFilippo, which is what I'm seeing to this point, a quality at bat. Work the count, make Beliveau pitch to you.
Right.
Maybe get on base.
3-1 now with that pitch missing outside, and this is a very much a quality at bat, Eric, with a 3-1 count. Payoff missing and gonna draw a walk is A.J. DiFilippo. Really nice job of getting on base. Let's see if these guys can drive him home. Trace Peterson is going to be your next Onondaga Flames batter. The catcher tonight out of Lake Erie College.
And the 3-1 from Beliveau looked pretty good, so it seems like the home plate umpire, he likes the inside corner, but he's just not giving the outside corner to the pitchers tonight. So the Flames got to take note of that.
See if Gabe Golob can help get the same help from these batters. Maybe they can mention that to him when they go back to the dugout. Either way, first pitch in there for a strike on Peterson. Trace has really come to life over the last couple of games, Eric.
Yeah, had a pretty good night last night, 2 for 5 with a run scored against Niagara.
Can't beat that. That's all you can really ask for out of some of these players. And DiFilippo over at first, no outs as he's checked at first base. Almost an error made by Beliveau, though, as that one bounces in the turf. Patrick Miner making a nice play for the Saltcats, holding on to that ball. No balls, 1 strike with no outs here in the top of the second inning. Saltcats lead the Flames 5-0, as you can see on our graphic. Beliveau with the delivery in there for a strike, and Peterson finds himself down 0-2.
And now you just got to fight. Like I said, you know, this inning the Flames have to get Thomas Beliveau to pitch to them, and they have to make him throw a lot more pitches than he did in the first inning. This will be his 8th right here.
This one's cut on. This is going to be at least a base hit as DiFilippo is going to hold up at first, and exactly as Eric wanted to see, he gets what he wants to see as Trace Peterson advances the runner and gets on first base. This is Nick Garcia up the bat next for your Onondaga Flames, number 6, playing first base this evening. We've seen him pitch a little bit as head coach Mike Cordero gives him some instructions.
Well, and the Peterson hit right there was fantastic awareness in the box, because something I didn't notice right away was because of the possibility of a ground ball double play, huge hole on the left side of the infield. There's one still there. Yeah. And Peterson exposed that hole, easy base hit.
Easy base knock, no outs, runners on first and second. Here's the delivery in the turf. Nice stop there by Noland. And the count goes to 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes with no outs here. Syracuse Saltcats lead the Flames 5-0. Similar game we saw over in Liverpool against the Syracuse Spartans. But Flames could be right back in the mix if they could drive in a couple of runs. Here's the pitch. Nick Garcia just getting out of the way as it almost tagged him in the ankle. Count goes to 2-0, and already a quality at-bat as no one might have took a shot to the groin area, as we're going to give him a second to regroup. But Eric, as we take a timeout here, I have to ask, how have you liked the Flames' response to the 5-0 deficit?
Well, that's the first part of the response they need. They need to get runners on base to begin with so they could score them. Now, since they've already gotten runners on base with nobody out, this is a fantastic opportunity to get at least one on the board, and they have to, just to stop the bleeding a little bit, because at this point you just can't go into the bottom of the second inning down 5-0, or the runs may keep snowballing on you.
Sure, as we're about to resume play here, Nolan looks to be okay, gets back in his catcher's position.
Now you just got to reverse the snowball effect, maybe put a rally together, I say get 1 run on the board, but if you can get a rally together, that would be even better.
Well, Flames put on 5 runs 3 different times against the Saltcats the last time they faced them, as Garcia takes a hard cut at that one, missing everything, and count goes to 2-1. So we know the Flames are very capable of scoring 5 or more runs. The question is, can they put it together? And if you get Belleville out of the game, they've seen a lot of these pitchers recently, so they've had success against a lot of pitchers out there, Eric. Let's see if they can get it as Garcia squares the bunt, see if he gets back in time, and he looks like he will, as DiFilippo does. That pitch is going to be in there for a strike. I was focused on Nolan's throw, but 2 balls, 2 strikes for Nick Garcia as he has to fight off anything close now. Brian Hart waiting on deck to get his chance to cut into this deficit. Nolan sets up just outside, trying to get him to reach at something with this one pitch to play with, and he does reach at it. Strikeout. Nick Garcia becoming the first strikeout victim for Thomas Belleville, and that's going to bring up Ryan Hart out of Bryant University.
That at-bat's a little deflating because Garcia had a good start to the at-bat, took 2 pitches out of the zone. Then the next one, he swung for the fences, didn't keep his eye on the ball. Strike 1. Strike 2, doesn't pull the bunt back in time on a pitch that was outside. And then strike 3, the fastball was pretty close, so he was just trying to fight it off, but swung and missed at it for strike 3.
And all 3 of those are mental errors. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. You cannot have those mental errors, especially as the season goes on. Flames are 3-6 on the season after the loss to Niagara last night. Belleville checks on DiFilippo. Here's the delivery. And it's going to miss the zone for Brian Hart. Count goes to 1-0. But, we expected mental errors to start the season, Eric. But now we're 9. This is the 10th game of the season. They have to start getting rid of them to win ball games.
The Flames are just about a quarter of the way through the schedule now. This will be the 10th game of 42 NYCBL games tonight.
As time is called for Bryant Hart, Belleville is taking his time checking on DiFilippo. 1 down here in the top of the second inning.
Time flies in this league, and so do the games.
They sure do. And Flames need to start taking advantage, especially games against the Saltcats, which they saw so much success of the other night. So if they can just carry that into this ball game, this one's going to be stopped by Nolan. Ball in the turf, count goes to 2-0. But if I'm a player in the Flames coming into this game, I'd be very motivated to just because of the amount of success they had recently against this team. 2 of their 3 wins are against the Saltcats this season.
Well, and they've also lost 2 games in a row that have been a little deflating because,
Yeah.
The big deficit that they almost came back from against the Spartans, they blew an early lead, a couple big innings last night.
And this pitch is finding the strike zone for a strike. Count goes to 2-1, but I love the approach from head coach Mike Cordero. He always seems to be dialed in. He's always coaching no matter what the score is, and we see him giving instructions to DiFilippo now from the third base batting, or the third base coaching box, I should say. And
Brian Hart's going to look for the hole on the left side of the infield here.
This one's in there, so the inside corner is going to be favored by the home plate umpire. Count goes to 2-2 on Brian Hart, and Brian Hart had a slow start to the season at the plate, but he's another guy who's come on as of late. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runners on first and second. Here's the delivery outside for Belleville, trying to get him to reach. Brian Hart holds off. Count goes to full. So quality at bat from Brian Hart. See if he can finish it off.
And this is the biggest pitch of the inning, I think, right here, because the Flames Hart needs to get on base right here to keep the rally going, get on the board.
It'll be very deflating if this is swung on and missed or not swung at all, as this one's cut down the third base line. Could be 2. Gets Peterson for 1, doesn't throw it either way. Got one of them down, but Brian Hart does his job by advancing DiFilippo to third base. I know he got Trace Peterson out, but still there's a runner that's that much closer to home.
It works and it doesn't work. You get another out on the board, but you get a runner to third base. So win-lose, it's like an even trade.
Yeah.
Saltcats getting out, Flames get a runner 90 feet away from home.
90 feet away is A.J. DiFilippo bringing up Mike Stefan out of Canisius College. Stefan playing left field this evening, as we've seen him play first base a little bit, playing him a little bit of left as well. Runners on the corners with 2 away. This pitch in there for a strike from Belleville. Mike Stefan, teammate of Jake Zerat, the catcher, who I'm sure we'll see at some point tonight, relieve Trace Peterson. 0-1 is the count with 2 away, runners on the corners. As the runner goes, it's Brian Hart, and there's no need for the throw, as he had a great jump on that one, advancing to second base.
Well, it's a good job by the catcher, Nolan, behind home plate to not throw to second base, because if he throws to second base, then, DiFilippo can come in to score.
Yeah,
that's why I don't like to see the catcher throw down to second when you have runners on the corners and the guy from first goes. It's why they go from first base, the primary reason.
Saw that in the Florida game last night, as this one's in there low for a ball, but I'm not sure if you saw that play between Auburn and Florida last night, as first there's a runner on first and third. The score was 1-1, and the runner from first was a distraction. Got about halfway, pitcher looked at first, and the guy who was on third stole home and scored a run. This one cut off the end of his bat. Mike Stefan gets a piece, staying alive.
And that's what you're trying to do when you start from first base and you try to steal, or you just go in between.
Yeah.
If you get a pickle and you extend it for long enough, depending on the number of outs, guy from third can come in to score. It banks a little bit on the fielders not being attentive, but at the same time, it's a smart play to try and get the run home.
Time is called from Mike Stefan. Runners on second and third. And as Eric Moon alluded to earlier, they just need to score 1. Just score 1 run, stop the bleeding, give some momentum to this team. Mike Stefan's in a huge position. See if he can drive in at least 1, maybe 2. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed. And just as I say it, Mike Stefan becomes the second strikeout victim on the evening for Belleville. So leaving 2 on in the inning, collecting 1 hit, scoring no runs, and no errors made. We'll be right back here on the Team Lime stream. Welcome back to the Onondaga Flames Team Line stream. Dylan Nolan will lead off the bottom of the second inning here for the Syracuse Saltcats. Gabe Golob comes up for his second inning of work and surrendered 5 runs the first time he was on the mound. This pitch finds the strike zone. Nice job to start the second inning. 0-1 count. Here it is. Cut on off the end of his bat. Count quickly goes to 0-2, and this is exactly what Gabe Golob needs to do, Eric. Get ahead in the count, have a couple pitches to play with now, and see what he has in store for Dylan Nolan now. Oh, 2 delivery in there. Striking out looking, becoming the second victim of a strikeout to Gabe Golob is Dylan Nolan. Bringing up Adam Holland. Last time he was up, he reached on a walk, came around to score the first run of the ball game for the Syracuse Saltcats, the center fielder.
For Gabe Golob on the mound, Saltcats got 5 in that first inning, but the Flames, golden opportunity to get on the board, couldn't do it. Now, you got to give the team a little confidence with a quick inning.
Pitch is going to miss outside for a ball for Adam Holland. And
strikeout to begin this inning was huge to get this potential quick inning started.
Definitely helps the confidence department. Pitch is going to be missing just a bit outside. Count goes to 2-0 for Gabe Golob on the mound. And defense made some errors, but Gabe Golob surrendered a couple of walks that came around, 2 of them that scored some runs. So not the start he wanted to see on the mound. 2 balls, no strikes. Gabe Golob, this one's cut on, skied up. Looks like Nick Garcia, Jared Grosguth. Garcia's going to call off Grosguth and collect the second out of the inning.
Well, that was a bit of a get-me-over fastball from Golob, and he got a little lucky that Holland didn't hit it any better than that because he just hit it straight up in the air. Easy pickings for Nick Garcia at first base. 2 quick outs in the second.
2 quick outs, bringing up Alexander Ferlenda. He had the single, came around the score in the first inning. First pitch cut on off the end of his bat. Count goes to 0-1. It looks like it might have got a piece of his foot, trying to walk it off quickly. As a bunt attempt is pulled back in time, missing the zone as that pitch. Count goes to 1-1. One count, missing in the turf. Count goes to 2-1. But if Gabe Golob could get out of this inning 1-2-3, Eric, it would definitely boost his confidence. And Flames showed that they could get on base, just once again unable to drive in runs, leaving 2 on the last inning. Pitch from Golob is going to miss the zone. Count evens up at 2-2.
And Golob's already
3-1, excuse me.
Golub's already at 50 pitches now after that one in this contest, but he threw 40 in the first inning, but looks like at least so far in the second inning, he flushed that first inning from his memory. As a pitcher, you have to have a short memory on the mound, and he's showing that right now.
3-1 in there for a strike, so count goes to full. 2 down, looking to get out of this inning here, putting his second one down on a strikeout as he struck out Dylan Nolan looking to start off the inning. Pitch is in there, and it's going to be a walk, so another walk surrendered. It's his 3rd of the evening already in this ball game.
I talk about short-term memory. Golub's just got to forget about that at bat, There's 2 outs on the scoreboard. Gave up a base runner, but you still have to focus on the batter Lawler at the plate. You can't affect what Ferlenda does on the base paths affect you. And now he's just got to focus on Lawler, who is a pretty good hitter in his own right.
Sean Lawler reached on a walk in the first inning, came around to score as Golob checks for Lenda at first base, back in time. Pitch swung on. This is going to be down for at least a base hit. Lenda's going to round second base, going for 3, and he's held back as Stefan gets it in quickly. So a single from Sean Lawler.
And that was a fantastic job by Mike Stefan to keep it at just a single and to keep Lenda at second base, because that looked like a gapper off the bat. If we're being honest here, that looked like a gapper, but Stefan, right off the crack of the bat, hustling to his left to cut off the ball before it could get by him and get to the wall. As a result, the Saltcats don't have another run at this point.
Isaac Porter up the bat next for the Syracuse Saltcats. The Syracuse Saltcats, the designated hitter on the evening. This one's cut on over to Brian Hart. It could be the final out, and there it is. The force out pitched up to Jared Groskuth, and that's going to end the second inning. So we're going to step aside and go to a quick break here on Team Line, but we'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us.
Welcome back to OCC Stadium for the top of inning number 3. Brandon Ross in the broadcast booth, joined by Morgan Chapman. Flames trailing 5-0 against the Syracuse Saltcats, and Jared Groskuth up to bat for the Flames. First pitch to Groskuth is going to miss low, ball 1. Groskuth, the only batter not to hit so far for the Flames tonight. Flames only require 1 hit in the first 2 innings as the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Count now evened up at 1-1. Groskuth hasn't seen a lot of action lately. He's been subbing in the last couple of games, but largely absent after the arrival of A.J. DiFilippo, Jake Zarat, and Jack Cherno, as that pitch is going to miss for a ball. Counts now 2-1.
He's really just been a sub in the ball games, coming in to get a couple of at-bats, but not too much playing time in the field. Gets to start here tonight, though.
The 2-1 is going to be driven into left center field and deep. Way back there, and that ball is gone. It's only one piece of the puzzle for the Flames, but they're back on the board on the Jared Groskuth home run.
He got all of that one. I looked over at Eric Moon, and he was signaling home run right when it came off the end of his bat, and he was absolutely right about that. That was a shot from Jared Groskuth.
First home run on the year for Groskuth, only second on the season for the Flames as a team. And now the game is a 5-1 ball game as we now head back to the top of the order and Jack Cherno up to bat.
Cherno was a ground out victim last time he was at the plate.
First pitch, going to miss high and outside, count 1-0.
How about the response from Jared Groskuth, though? He's been in and out of the lineup and then hits a home run. That should solidify some playing time for him for sure.
Jared Groskuth certainly making an impression with that at-bat. The 1-0, that pitch misses the outside corner. Cherno watches that one go by on the fastball. Counts now 2-0. Certainly a similar situation and a similar approach to the Syracuse Spartans game on Sunday as the 2-0 catches the outside corner for strike one. Flames trailed on Sunday by 7-2. They eventually chipped away at it run by run for a few innings, got it within one run. Unfortunately, though, the Spartans burst for a massive 8th inning as the 2-1 misses outside, counts now 3-1.
Another quality at-bat from Jack Chernow. Could draw a walk here, and all the Flames really need to do is keep chipping back into this game just as they did against the Syracuse Spartans.
Got very close last inning. The 3-1's going to be lined foul down the left field line.
They had to chip into the game last night against the Niagara Power as well. They just fell just short of that one. It's so close.
Trailing 5-2, caught it back up, so they tied the game in the 7th inning. Unfortunately, a 3-run inning for the Niagara Power in the 8th. None of the 3 runs were earned last night in the 8th. The full count payoff as that pitch misses high and outside for a ball, and Chernow will take first base with a walk.
Second walk surrendered by Beliveau on the mound.
So with one man on and nobody away, that'll bring up Adam Gordon. Last time up, Gordon flew out to right field where he is manning for the first time tonight.
We've seen him play center and left, and tonight he's in right, and he can make all the plays. He's one of the fastest guys on this team.
Chernow leading liberally off first base. Working from the stretch, Beliveau deals the first pitch, misses foul. Count's going to be 0-1 there as the first base coach tries to submit that one, but he can't quite do so.
Must have left those silky mitts at home.
Gordon, one of the stellar clutch performers for this Onondaga Flames team, hitting .267 so far this season. Also driven in 4 runs and scored 7 times on his own. The 0-1, breaking ball misses outside. Looked like a 2-seamer that got away, and the count's going to be 1-1. Beliveau working from the stretch. The 1-1. Another fastball misses outside. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Beliveau has to be just a little bit rattled after surrendering the home run, then a walk right after it.
Well, if you're a pitcher in this kind of situation, you know you have a significant cushion here, so you definitely have a lot of runs to work with, and you don't have to worry too much. The 2-1, lined foul down the right field line. Two and two count, nobody away. Jack Chernow leading off first. Flames trailing 5-1. Pickoff attempt over at first. Chernow able to get back there safely.
So Chris Burnett is warming up in the bullpen for the Onondaga Flames. Not sure if Gabe Golob's night is over, but it could be.
Gabe Golub certainly had a run-up pitch count over those 2 innings of work. Gave up 5 runs and 3 hits. Defense also committed an error behind him back in the first. Chernow's lead growing off of first base. The 2-2. Line foul behind home plate towards the opposing press box. Thankfully, the net's there to protect them, and the count's going to stay at 2-2.
And the one thing that Eric Moon always talks about is quality at-bats, and that's what we're seeing here out of Adam Gordon. We saw one from Jack Chernow as well. Just have to make the most of your opportunities to chip back into this ball game. Jared Grosku certainly has done that as well.
Speaking of quality at-bats, head coach Mike Cordero say they actually keep track of quality at-bats and maintain a team percentage. The goal is to get above 550 in a ball game, as that pitch is a strike as Gordon tried to hold up, but he went around, and now there's one away for Mike Netzel.
Third strikeout of the ball game for Thomas Beliveau on the mound.
Netzel 0 for 1 on the night, grounded out to short back in the first. Netzel also got the start last night. First pitch misses inside. Netzel ducks out of the way there. Counts 1-0. And before the weekend, the last time we were home here at OCC Stadium, we were talking to Coach Cordero. He said that Netzel was going to get the spot start just to see how it went. I don't think it's safe to expect that he's going to get too many more starts. I think it was just an experiment by head coach Mike Cordero. As Beliveau checks on Cherno again over at first, but able to get back there safely.
Still trying to feel things out here early in the season, but Mike Netzel has proven to be a valuable asset at the plate.
Cherno, another big lead off of first base, the 1-0. Catches the outside corner on the fastball, and the count's evened up at 1-1. Beliveau had two harmless innings number 1 and 2. Already a run here and a runner on the base paths. The 1-1 as Cherno goes. It's going to be grounded back to Beliveau on the mound. Can't glove it. Fires over to first, and it can't be recovered by Patrick Miner. A bounce throw from Thomas Beliveau on the mound. That's going to be an error on him. And now runners on first and second with one man out.
And it looked like Mike Netzel was checking on Beliveau as he was running down the first base path. Looked like he slowed up just a little bit, but either way, couldn't make the easy play at first.
Mike Netzel certainly catching a break there, and a big break there for the Onondaga Flames. Cherno would have been safe anyway at second as he was going on the pitch, but horrible mistake there by Beliveau, unable to glove it on the bounce back and unable to make the easy throw. As that brings up A.J. DiFilippo for the Flames as Beliveau steps off. DiFilippo walked his first time up, eventually went around to third, but unable to score back in the second. Beliveau looking over to second, deals the first pitch. Changeup misses outside. Count's going to be 1-0.
And I think one of the most important stats in most of the Flames' losses this season is runners left on base. 2 already in this ball game. We saw that also stack up against the Syracuse Spartans.
Generally, it's been when they leave more than 10 runners on base that it really becomes an issue for this ball club, as the 1-0 pitch is lined on the ground foul. Count's going to even up at 1-1. We saw that home run from Jared Grosguth earlier this inning. DiFilippo, owner of the only other home run by a Flames player this season. His shot went down the right field line as Jared Grosguth went down left center field. A much deeper shot there from Grosguth earlier this inning. The 1-1 misses outside. Nolan has to jump up to keep that from going to the backstop as the count's 2-1. Cherno's now on second base. Mike Netzel leading off of first. 1 away here in the top of inning number 3. Flames trailing 5-1 after the Jared Grosguth home run. The 2-1. Misses high and outside. The fastball gets out of Belivau's grasp, and the count's now 3-1. Trace Peterson, the catcher, waiting on deck for the Flames. Peterson, owner of one of the Flames' 2 hits tonight, as Beliveau steps off. Beliveau has the cushion, but it's becoming a more tense situation here with a runner in scoring position and only one man out. However, he does have the benefit of the force at first, second, and third base on a potential ground ball. Gorman playing close at second. The 3-1 is going to be chopped on the ground towards first. Miner will pick that up and get the 3 unassisted. Now runners on second and third with 2 away for Trace Peterson.
And A.J. DiFilippo did his job. Advanced the runners. Now it's up to Trace Peterson to drive in a couple more runs for this team.
As I already mentioned, Peterson, possessor of only one of the 2 hits for the Flames so far through these first 3 innings, had a single back in inning number 2. Infield playing back here with 2 away. Beliveau peeks over to third. The first pitch, a breaking ball, catches the inside corner for strike one. Belivau's fastball command has seemed to struggle this inning. He's been able to stay in the strike zone with his breaking pitches so far. It's particularly his curveball. It's able to catch the zone, the 0-1. Another breaking pitch misses high. Count's going to be 1-1. Peterson with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 away, down 4 in the top of inning number 3. Gorman covers second, but the throw back to try to get Mike Netzel is not in time. Gorman's been playing second base very close so far this inning, trying to intimidate the runners on second base into not taking as aggressive a lead. The 1-1 is going to miss outside. Fastball just misses the corner, and the count's now 2-1.
And I think you're right, Brandon. Looks like he's losing just a little bit of grip on that fastball. We'll see if he starts throwing more breaking balls.
Cherno pump fakes a steal to home. The 2-1's going to get away from Nolan, but not far enough for the runners to try anything. Count's going to go up to 3-1.
Another quality at-bat here from Trace Peterson. If he can draw the walk, load the bases up for Nick Garcia.
Mike Gorman going to talk to Thomas Beliveau on the mound, make sure he's composed. He heads back to short, and Beliveau steps back onto the rubber. Cherno leading off of third, Netzel leading off second. The 3-run offering is going to be popped into shallow right field. Drifting under that one is multiple defenders, but it's going to fall in between them. That's going to plate both Jack Cherno and Mike Netzel. And since no one made an attempt at that, that's going to be a base hit for Trace Peterson. No error on the scorebook, but a clear mental error by the Saltcats, as now it's a 5-3 ball game.
And just like that, the Flames are right back in this ball game. Syracuse Saltcats, we saw mental errors be a problem the other night against us, and we're seeing it here again.
Flames now trail 5-3 with 2 away in the top of the third, as the first pitch to Nick Garcia misses inside. Garcia struck out swinging his last time up, and that's the second single of the day for Trace Peterson. Beliveau deals the 1-0. Catches the outside corner for strike one. Peterson not shy with his lead over there at first base. The 1-1. Chopped on the ground, foul behind home plate. Garcia now behind in the count 1-2. 2 away here, but the Flames have already gotten a very productive inning, getting 3 runs back on the Jared Grosguth home run and just now a Trace Peterson single that brought in 2 runs. One-two count. Beliveau tries to pick Peterson off at first, just gets in ahead of the tag. A close play as Peterson very slow to react to that pickoff attempt.
And he's not the fastest player on this team. He had a decent lead over there, but he was able to stretch his arm out just in time.
Pickoff attempt certainly not keeping him close this time around. Another big lead over there at first base. This time Beliveau deals the payoff as Peterson goes. He tries to slide, and he'll get there ahead of the throw. As we mentioned, Peterson not known for his speed. Gets a good jump there and is able to steal second.
I tell you what, Brandon, this dugout is fired up seeing Trace Peterson get a stolen base there. Had a good lead on it and then got a terrific jump on the ball as well.
Now a runner in scoring position with 2 away. Beliveau looking back, Gorman covering the bag, but he'll deal the 2-2. Cut on and missed. Second swinging strikeout for Nick Garcia, and that will finally retire the side. A long inning there, but the Flames able to get 3 runs back 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 man left on base at the end of 2.5 innings of play. The Flames trail the Saltcats 5-3. Bringing back in the bottom of inning number 3, Flames able to get 3 runs back in the top half. And now Gabe Golub still on the mound for the Flames for his 3rd inning of work as Patrick Miner comes up for the Saltcats. Last time up to bat, Miner walked and eventually came around to score. The first pitch from Golub is going to miss low, and the count's going to be 1-0.
And Gabe has been just a little bit inconsistent. He started this game very slow, but the last inning we saw him, he did really well. So let's see if he can keep that up.
See if he can keep it up. Looks like Burnett's still warming up in the bullpen, so Golub probably has a tight leash as the 1-0 pitch catches the edge of the strike zone for strike 1.
But the Flames were able to really battle back in the top of the 3rd inning, collecting 3 runs, and this is a whole new ballgame.
Golub now working from the windup, the 1-1. Pitch misses high and outside. Count's going to be 2-1. The 2-1. That one misses high. Counts now 3 balls and 1 strike. Golub's in a better position than he was at the end of the last inning, but getting back into old habits, falling behind in the count here. The 3-1 from Golub. Breaking ball misses inside, almost clips Miner on the elbow, but he's able to get away from that, but it's still ball 4, and Miner trots over to first base with a walk.
5th walk surrendered by Gabe Golub in this ballgame.
Taylor Fajardo now up for the Syracuse Saltcats. Last time up walked and also came around to score. Part of that big 5-run first inning from the Saltcats. Haven't been able to put on any more since then. The first pitch is going to be popped foul towards the trees, and Fajardo is behind 0-1. Miner taking a conservative lead off of first base. The 0-1 to Fajardo. Fastball catches the zone for strike 2. Fajardo now again behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Breaking ball misses low in the dirt. Peterson able to get in front of that one, prevent any damage, and count's going to be 1-2.
Really nice adjustment by Trace Peterson. He knows he's fighting for that catcher's position and making a nice play there to hold the runner on first.
That position pal is probably going to drag out for a long time, as Coach Cordero is aware that Jake Surratt did not get a lot of reps this season, unlike Trace Peterson. The 1-2. Cut on and missed. Breaking ball has Fajardo out in front, and now one away Third strikeout on the night for Gabe Golob. That's going to bring up Chris Nakari. Nakari singled back in the first, driving in a run. First pitch, Nakari shows bunt, pulls back. Still going to be ruled a strike, and he's behind the count 0-1.
Trying to play a little bit of small ball here with ducks on the pond, trying to advance them.
Nakari steps out of the box quickly, steps back in. Golob tries to pick off Miller over at first base, but he gets back safely.
And Patrick Minor's not the fastest guy in this team either, so he has to be careful with his lead.
Peterson's not the fastest guy on the Flames either, but we saw him steal second base last inning.
That's true. You never know what you're going to see out here at OCC.
Big thing about stealing bases and base running in general is speed isn't the most important factor. As another pickoff attempt over at first doesn't work, Minor able again to get back safely.
And now Minor's becoming a distraction for Gabe Golob on the mound.
Another approach for Golob, probably just to make sure Minor doesn't have any ideas. The 0-1 in the dirt. Evened up at 1-1 as Peterson's able to keep that one in front of him. As I was saying, a big thing about base running is just general baseball instinct. As Golob takes a quick walk around the mound, making sure he can get a good grip on the ball. You could have a 60-yard dash time well above 7 seconds, but if you know exactly when the pitcher is going to go towards home plate, you can get a steal standing up easy. The 1-1 pitch misses outside. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. And even the fastest guys, they need to have good baseball instinct. As an experiment, the Athletics hired a track star back in the 80s as a pinch runner. Didn't really work out. Didn't have the baseball instincts. Got caught stealing more than he succeeded. As that pitch is chopped on the ground down the third base line. Going to be picked up by Golob, but no throw. As Nakari reaches on an infield single.
And if we were at the Syracuse Spartans blank field, that could have rolled out of territory, but here on the turf field, that ball isn't going to take those awkward hops.
It was in a difficult position for anyone to make a play there, but might have been some confusion as to whether that actually fouled off Nakari. But instead, he's going to be on first base, and Patrick Minor is going to advance to second with 1 away. And now Mike Gorman back up to bat. First pitch to Gorman. Finds the strike zone. Going to be 0-1. Last time Gorman was up, there was a fielder's choice and then an error trying to gun him down at first base. The error also brought another run around to score. If it weren't for that error, this would have been a tie ball game. Golob working from the stretch. The 0-1. Misses in the dirt. Peterson able to corral that before Minor tries anything. Going to be a 1-1 count here. Minor thought about going to third. Looked like he was almost halfway there, but instead decided to retreat back after Peterson was able to get a handle on it.
And how about the quickness from Trace Peterson finding the ball and then obviously faking out the throw, but you can tell he's really battling for that catcher's position.
Peterson making note not to make any mental errors here with the Flames down 2 runs early on. The 1-1. Catches the outside corner. Going to be 1-2 here to Mike Gorman. Gorman, one of the many players to try to steal a base tonight. Fortunately, he got gunned down at second. Ending the first inning with a chance for another run on the bases for the Saltcats. That's going to be chopped on the ground towards third. Fires to first. Called out. DiFilippo with the gun. Close play over there. But Gorman's going to get hit with the 5-3. They're going to be 2 away. Meanwhile, that brings Dylan Nolan up to bat with runners on second and third. Last time Nolan was up, he struck out looking. One of Golub's 3 strikeout victims tonight as he check swings there. Second base umpire rules he did not go around. It's going to be a 1-0 count. No one of two catchers we've seen so far from the Saltcats this season, the other being Matthew Nurse. However, we only saw him in the first game, didn't get any action in the second matchup between these two ball clubs. The 1-0 is going to get away from Trace Peterson, but not too far. Miner stays at third, and Akari stays at second, as the count's now going to be 2-0. Top of the order awaiting behind Dylan Nolan. 5-3 the Saltcats lead in the bottom of the third. 2 away and 2 runners in scoring position. Golub trying to get the final out, but conscious that first base is open. The 2-0 is going to miss low. Breaking ball can't quite find the zone. Now he's behind 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0 dealing. It's going to catch the inside edge of the strike zone, and it's going to be a 3-1 count. Two-way, infield's playing back. Corner outfielder's not hugging the lines by any stretch. The 3-1 is going to be lined foul towards the trees down the right field side. And the count's now full at 3-2. Now the bullpen's bulked up a little bit for the Onondaga Flames. Burnett's still out there. But now he's joined there by Jared Grosguth. Excuse me, a misread there. Note was being delivered to me that said 24 and 33 were warming up. Instead, it's 2 and 4 and 33. Nope, it's just 2 and 33. But regardless, Gabe Golub strikes out the side, getting Dylan Nolan's swing at the end of 3 innings of play. Flames trail the Saltcats 5-3. Bringing it back in the top of inning number 4 now. Flames still trail 5-3 for Brian Hart. And just to ease some confusion there at the end of last inning, I was getting a note from my broadcast partner Eric Moon as to who was in the bullpen. He wrote down 2-4-33 as that first pitch to Hart is going to be chopped foul down the third baseline. Apparently it was 2+33. His handwriting, however, screamed that it was a number 4. Brian Hart shows bunt but pulls back. The count's going to be even at 1-1. Eric still insists that it was an and sign, but it was definitely a 4. But just for clarity, as that pitch catches the edge of the strike zone for strike 2. At the end of that inning, it was Chris Burnett and Mike Ruggiero warming up in the bullpen. Just to clear up any misconceptions there at the end, as Brian Hart looks at strike 3. And he'll be retired. The 5th strikeout on the night for Thomas Beliveau.
And I really,
as Mike Stefan heads up to bat for the Flames.
I really don't like that at bat from Brian Hart because he wasn't being aggressive as the leadoff man, but we'll have to see if Mike Stefan has anything else in store.
Stefan, another one of Thomas Belivau's strikeout victims tonight. The first pitch is cut on and missed. Looked like a changeup he got caught in front of there, and he's behind the count 0-1. The 0-1. Chopped on the ground towards second, but it's going to be fielded by Patrick Miner. He'll throw over to first where Tom Beliveau is covering, and that'll be out number 2. Someone did their PFPs before the game. Now 2 away for Jared Grosguth, who, if you remember his last at-bat, went yard to left center field. First home run of the year for Grosguth, the second on the season for the Flames. Beliveau with 2 away deals the first pitch. Breaking ball misses high and inside. Grosguth had to duck a little bit there, but was never a danger at that speed, as he's ahead of the count 1-0. The 1-0 gets away from Nolan behind home plate after the pitch missed outside. Count's going to be 2-0. Beliveau from the windup, the 2-0. Another fastball misses high and inside. Grosguth in a good batter's count here, 3-0.
And looks like in the Saltcats bullpen, Jared Strait warming up for the Saltcats.
The 3-0 catches the inside corner. Now a 3-1 count. We saw a little bit of Jared Strait last time.
Yeah.
Saw him on the mound. We also saw him. Did we see him play a little bit of catcher? Or was that
yeah.
a misconception? Yeah.
We saw him play just a little bit of catcher. I think he played 1 or 2 innings for the Saltcats.
The 3-1. Right down the middle, a fastball. Grosguth just watches that one sail right by as counts now full at 3-2. That's not an approach you want to take when you're down by 2 runs with 2 outs. The payoff. He's going to miss ball 4. Grosguth makes it to first anyway on the walk, and that'll bring up Jack Chernow. Chernow entered tonight hitting .500, so far 0 for 1. Grounded out to second back in the first and walked last inning, eventually coming around to score. Short lead here from Grosguth. The first pitch is going to be well outside. Nolan able to grab that one. Count's going to be 1-0. The 1-0 from Beliveau. Grosguth goes for second. Nolan throws down, and they're going to get Grosguth trying to steal. Gutsy attempt there by Grosguth to get to scoring position with 2 away. But nothing doing there. No runs, no hits, no men left on base at the end of 3.5 innings of play. The Saltcats lead the Flames 5-3. Back in the bottom of inning number 4, Flames still trailing the Salt Cats 5-3. Gabe Golob, despite a disastrous first inning, still out there for his 4th inning of work. Has had a great recovery since allowing 5 back in the first. First pitch to Adam Holland is a called strike. Holland walked back in the first inning and then popped out to first back in the second. Holland shows bunt but pulls back, and the count's going to be 1-1. Holland is the leadoff hitter, certainly part of the aggressive base running strategy on both sides. Already racked up a stolen base tonight as that pitch is fouled back towards the press box, and the count's going to be 1-2. Chris Burnett still active in the bullpen for the 3rd inning now. Golob deals the 1-2. Misses just outside. Really wanted that one, but instead it's going to be evened up at 2-2. The payoff. Breaking ball misses high. Didn't quite break down enough there, and the count's going to be full at 3-2. Not quite a disastrous at-bat, but ahead 1-2. Now back to 3-2 as that pitch is going to miss outside for ball 4. Holland walks for the 2nd time this evening, and that's going to bring up Alex Ferlenda.
And Gabe Golob was ahead in that at-bat, then just wasn't able to find the zone 4 straight times. You hate to see that from him as he looked to be confident on the mound. Now he's going to have to go back to work.
Golob checks on Holland over at first, nothing doing. Golob hasn't been able to get Ferlenda out tonight. Ferlenda singled back in the 1st inning and then reached on a walk back in the 2nd. First pitch, Holland fakes a steal. That's going to be a strike right down the middle. Count's going to be 0-1. Lots of different base running strategies we've seen over the first few games here. A fake steal, a very popular one so far. Another check over to first, nothing doing. Particularly with the leadoff hitters or the batters known to be fast running the bases, a fake steal can really get the defense out of whack. Another pickoff attempt over at first. Holland doesn't even have to slide to get back there in time. 3rd pickoff attempt between pitches so far for Gabe Golob.
After surrendering the walk, you have to imagine he needs to focus on the batter, try to get back in his rhythm.
Still with nobody away and the runner on first as another pickoff attempt is no good. Holland once again making it back with ease.
And usually you see these situations happen where Gabe's going to check him 4 or 5 times, then Adam Holland will steal either way, and it's kind of wasted throws. But
usually kind of message to let everybody know that we know you're going.
Yeah.
Holland goes. He actually fakes as Ferlenda shows bunt. It's going to be bunted off of himself after he left the batter's box. And that's going to be called an out. Holland's going to have to retreat back to first, and there's going to be 1 away. That brings up Sean Lawler. Like Ferlenda before this past at-bat, hasn't gotten out tonight. As Golob checks on Holland over at first again, nothing doing. Lawler walked back in the 1st inning, then singled back in the 2nd. Lawler operating out of a wide stance, very close to the inside part of the batter's box. Holland answering the go, he goes, and that's going to be chopped on the ground right towards Nick Garcia at first. He'll step on first for the out, and now 2 away, a runner on second, and Isaac Porter coming up for the Saltcats. Porter 0 for 2 on the night, struck out back in the first, grounded out to short on the fielder's choice back in the second. So the Saltcats with a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the fourth inning with 2 away have a runner in scoring position. Especially of note, the leadoff hitter, known to have some wheels. That first pitch is going to be called on the inside corner for strike 1. We saw Porter at catcher most of the last game between these two teams. The 0-1 is going to be grounded over towards third. DiFilippo fires to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base at the end of 4 innings of play. The Flames trail the Saltcats 5-3 here at OCC Stadium.
Welcome back to OCC Stadium for the beginning of the 5th inning of play here. As the Onondaga Flames trail the Syracuse Saltcats 5-3. No runs scored since the top of the 3rd inning when the Flames put a 3 spot on the board to get back in this game. Jack Chernow, the leadoff hitter, is, well, the leadoff hitter in this inning too against Thomas Belvo. First pitch to him is a fastball up and away for ball 1 in a brand new at bat. He was up at the plate when the 4th inning ended, when Jared Groskuth was caught stealing. Here comes the 1-0 to Chernow, and the fastball finds the zone for strike 1. The count evens up at a 1-1 strike. Time to take a look around the NYCBL. This is the only game in action right now, but 4 games occurred, including 2 this morning. As the 1-1 to Chernow here is a slow bouncer down the first base line that goes foul. Strike 2, the count 1-2 strikes. Out west we begin. This morning, the Hornell Dodgers at home took care of business against the Rochester Richmond. They doubled them up 12-6. And then also out west, the Cortland Crush played the Wellsville Nitros for the only time this season. Wellsville got the best of them 8-7. And then in a tango between a Western Division team and an Eastern Division team as the 1-2 to Chernow gets him looking with a fastball in the inside corner. That's first out of the 5th. And in a tango between a Western Division team and an Eastern Division team, the East got the better of the West. The Spartans hosted the Olean Oilers, who come here to OCC Stadium to play the Flames tomorrow night by the score of 13-7. And then in Rome, the Cheryl Silversmiths, who are playing some pretty good baseball right now, beat the Rome Generals 11-3 as Gordon rolls over one. A ground ball that goes foul to the right side. It's strike 1. The count is 0-1.
The Silversmiths, one of those teams we'll see plenty of this season, the Onondaga Flames. But haven't got a game with them yet. We will get a game with them, I believe, tomorrow or the next day, or some point in the next couple of weeks.
First game between the Flames and the Silversmiths is next Monday, a 5 o'clock start, June 18th in Sherrill. As the 0-1 to Gordon is a pitch low and away for ball 1. The count evens up at a ball and a strike. And what I find interesting is that the Rome Generals are also in the Flames division. and the Flames don't play them until the Cooperstown game, June 27th.
It's interesting how these schedules are blocked out. You have to account for a lot of different circumstances. Among them, the ability to play at home here for both of these teams.
Gordon swings and misses at a breaking ball for strike 2. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes as that pitch was out of the zone. 5 of the 7 games between the Flames and the Generals will be in July. And the first 4 games between the two teams are in the span of 6 on the Flames schedule. 1-2 the count to Gordon. Here it is. And he swings and hits one in the air to right. It drops in for a base hit in front of Fajardo. And the Flames get a man on here in the top of the 5th inning. Now Mike Netzel, the designated hitter, to the plate for the Flames. Netzel, as Brandon and Morgan were talking about a little earlier in the game, might be a couple spot starts for him, as he is both a hitter and a pitcher. But he's making a case at the plate right now that, he should be getting a little more than just spot starts as a designated hitter or a position player.
Certainly performing well.
First one to him is a breaking ball that's high. Going was Gordon. He is in safely. Knocked out the shortstop Mike Gorman, but he's okay with the head first slide. Gordon's helmet was knocked off. He's also okay. And now the Flames have a runner in scoring position with 1 away.
Last time Gordon did a slide into second on a stolen base against this team, it caused some fireworks to go off as the Saltcats felt that he spiked the shortstop, but hard to argue there when he leads with his head on the slide.
Absolutely. That could be self-inflicting if you lead with the head on a slide. Checking on the runner at second. Throw is a little high, but Gorman keeps it from going into center field. Gordon being a distraction yet again on the base paths. It's what he's done best when he gets on base so far this season. Netzel, meanwhile, at the plate 0 for 2 tonight, but he has scored a run as Belleville looks at the runner in second, and he almost hit Netzel. Yes, he did. Didn't look like the call was made initially, but the home plate umpire said it did grace Netzel's left side, and the Flames get a second runner on base here in the top of the 5th inning. Runners are on first and second with 1 away. And now the batter is A.J. DiFilippo, but first, a visit to the mound, as the pitching coach for the Saltcats will head out to talk to Thomas Beliveau or make a pitching change. And from the looks of it, there will be a pitching change. So we will take a break for a moment. We'll tell you about the new Saltcat pitcher right after the break here on Team Line. The Flames threatening to score, down 5-3 here in the 5th. Welcome back to OCC Stadium for the continuation of the top of the fifth inning. The new pitcher for the Syracuse Sulcats is Zach Kemp out of Wells College, a graduate of Ithaca High School. Pitched 15 games, 5 starts with Wells College this year. 1 complete game, 1 save. What more do you have on him, Brandon?
Zach Kemp, a stellar pitcher out of Wells College, actually played for the Flames last summer.
That is correct. And I believe one of your friends is a relative of Zach Kemp. Am I correct about that?
Yes, sir. One of my good friends back at Syracuse University is Stephen Kemp, who is Zach's cousin.
How about that? Meanwhile, at the plate is A.J. DiFilippo with a big chance here to perhaps tie the game for the Flames with an extra base hit. Maybe even give him the lead if he hits one over the fence. He was trying to on that swing, but he fouls it back to the screen for strike 1. The count is 0-1. The situation is runners on first and second and 1 away. Netzel's on first after the hit by pitch. Before that, Gordon reached on a single, stole second base. He's still at second. As the 0-1 is a breaking ball on the inside corner for strike 2. The count is no balls, 2 strikes. And Thomas Beliveau had a pretty good night, all things considered, for the Sulcats on the mound. 4 1/3 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned so far. 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts.
And those other runners on base right now, they would be credited to him should they come around.
0-2, DiFilippo with an inside-out foul ball into the Sulcat dugout on the third base side. And we'll do it again, still no balls and 2 strikes. And Kemp so far pounding the strike zone early in his outing tonight. 0-2 is a breaking ball well up and away, a waste pitch. Nolan threatened to throw down to second base for a second, but chose not to. 1-2 the count to DiFilippo. And he hits one down the first base line, but just foul past the first baseman, Patrick Miner. Netzel and Gordon will go back to their respective bases. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. DiFilippo 0 for 1 on the night, reached on a walk in the second inning. He was stranded at third base. And then in the third inning, in what was worked as well as a sacrifice bunt, he grounded out to first as he hits one high in the air, deep down the right field line, and it goes foul. Looked pretty good from here, but then it just died down the right side. However, not being able to get to it was the right fielder Fajardo.
You know, we're in the press box, so we don't know what the wind is like outside, but that very well could play a factor on that foul ball.
Looked pretty good off the bat. Throw to second is not in time. Not even a tag applied to Adam Gordon by Mike Gorman. Gorman and Gordon over there, a tongue twister for us broadcasters. And the pitch to DiFilippo is fouled away to the left side. It's going to get out of play. Count remains 1-2, and B. Ross, quality at bat right here.
Definitely working the count here, working a lot of pitches out of Kemp on the mound. He just got in there, and the more he can work out his pitch count, the more he can get him in a stressful situation and possibly force a pitching change again.
1-2 from Kemp again as a fastball up and in, forced DiFilippo to lean back. Took his right hand off the bat for a second there, thought, maybe try and sell it, perhaps. Either way, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat right here, and DiFilippo on a breaking ball fouls it back to the screen. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Flames' third baseman. As some new baseballs are being given to the home plate umpire by the Sulcats pitching staff. The Sulcats coaching staff, rather. DiFilippo last night was 1 for 5 at Niagara. His average, according to Point Streak, at 273, according to B. Ross, because the game between these two squads on Saturday night still not in Point Streak. His average is above 300, so a very good start for DiFilippo with the Flames since arriving on Friday. 2-2, a pop-up right around home plate, and the catch is made by the catcher Nolan. In fair territory for the second out of the inning, and the runners stay put. 10 pitch at bat though from A.J. DiFilippo.
Definitely working the count there. Very crucial to get the pitch count up. Get yourself in a better position, but not too good now as he's out. There's 2 away here.
But the man at the plate is 2 for 2 tonight. Trace Peterson with a pair of singles. One a lot luckier than the other, as the first one of him is a breaking ball inside for ball 1, the count 1-0. In the second inning with a runner on first, as heading to the mound to talk to Kemp is Nakari. Just for a brief second. Peterson grounded one through the hole on the left side of the infield, which is rather large again, with Gorman, the shortstop, trying to help Kemp potentially pick off Gordon. Dealing to the plate, breaking ball is low away. Both runners faked a little advancement on that breaking ball low and away just to see if it got by the catcher Nolan. But the runners stay put. 2-0. Throw down to second, gets by Gorman, and into center field. Gordon on to third, Netzel to second safely, and it looked like Mike Gorman there just wasn't expecting it.
Well, I think he was expecting it, but I think the problem was Adam Gordon was well within his rights to stand in an awkward position that made it difficult for Gorman to see the ball. I think it went right above, maybe inches above Gordon's head at second base, made it tough for him to get the glove on.
To Peterson is a fastball that misses outside for ball 3, the count 3-0, and Gordon, the baseball was heading right for Adam Gordon, and then at the last second, little duck, and the ball goes into center field. 3-0. Fastball's over the plate from Kemp for strike 1, a get me over fastball. 3-1 the count. And the game back to Peterson drove in 2 runs on a single in the third inning because he popped it up down the right field line. And a low miscommunication resulted in the ball landing. Peterson grounds one to the right side, bobbled at first base, but over at the bag is Kemp to make the snag on the throw from Minor, and that will retire the side. Flames strand 2, and they still trail the Saltcats 5-3, heading to the bottom of the 5th here on T-Line. Back live for the bottom of the 5th inning between the Onondaga Flames and the Syracuse Saltcats. And after singing along to Thunderstruck by AC/DC, we are ready to go for this bottom of the 5th inning. 5, 6, 7 in the Syracuse order. Patrick Minor to lead things off against Gabe Golob at 88 pitches, returning to the mound for the 5th inning. First pitch breaking ball finds the dirt for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Golob has recovered very nicely since the 5-run first inning against the Saltcats. Hasn't given up a run since. 1-0. Fastball grounded hard towards first. Nice snag by Corbin Paxton. And the toss to Golob heading to the first base bag is in time for the first out. one thing to mention, as you probably just figured out from that play, Corbin Paxton in as a substitution for Nick Garcia at first base. So now the batter is Taylor Fajardo, the right fielder. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Got an RBI on a bases-loaded walk in the first inning. And the first pitch is swung on a miss for strike one. Dropped by Peterson, but no harm, no foul, with nobody on base. 0-1 is the count. To Fajardo, the right fielder. And he struck out swinging in the third inning as he pops one up. Left side, hard out from his shortstop position to try and get it, but coming in instead to make the catch is the center fielder, Jack Cherno. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And now Christian Nakari, the third baseman, is the batter. Brandon, Gabe Golub has only thrown 4 pitches to get the first 2 outs.
Crucial, since now he's at 92 pitches now. Any quick at-bat really helps, so they could get him out of there and get out of this inning, especially with Nakari, who hasn't gotten out yet.
Nakari fouls him back to the screen for strike one, the count 0-1. And as I was saying in the first inning, Golub had some struggles. He couldn't find his rhythm. Some of his stuff wasn't working. But the recovery since has been marvelous. You know, he finally found his rhythm. Just as I say that, he throws one just a bit outside. That finds the backstop. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Still, the last 3 2/3 inning, only 2 hits and no earned runs.
Fantastic job on the mound since the first inning. The 1-1 is hit in the air to right. Gordon running in to make the sliding catch. And that is the final out of the 5th inning. Flames getting set to bat in the 6th. They trail by the Saltcats by 2 after 5. Back for the 6th inning here on Team Line. It's Flames Baseball. Eric Moon, Brandon Ross with you. Morgan Chapman also on the broadcast tonight. 6, 7, 8 in the Flames ordered to begin the top of the 6th inning. No runs since the 3rd inning. Just a couple crooked numbers have resulted in all the runs scoring tonight between these two squads. 5 in the first for the Saltcats, 3 in the 3rd for the Flames. As Corbin Paxton gets his first at-bat of the night to lead off the 6th inning. First one to him from Zach Kemp is a fastball that finds the lower third. For strike one, the count is 0-1. Kemp came in and threw 15 pitches to get the final 2 batters. As Paxton fouls one off the catcher for strike 2. Count is 0-2. Took 15 to retire A.J. DiFilippo and Trace Peterson at the end of the 5th inning. As he was able to get the Saltcats out of a jam that, well, the Flames, they could have tied the game on it. A couple runners on base, just down 2 as the 0-2 to Paxton is a fastball that's high for ball 1. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Paxton came in as a defensive replacement in the last half inning. as the breaking ball just misses the outside corner for strike for ball 2. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Garcia at the plate, struck out swinging twice. As the 2-2 to Paxton is swung on, missed in the dirt. And no drop third strike by Dylan Nolan means that's the first out of the inning. Now Brian Hart, the shortstop to the plate, 0 for 2 tonight with a fielder's choice in the second and a strikeout looking in the 4th inning. First one him from Kemp is a breaking ball that stays high for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Hart did not play against Niagara last night, but he has gotten a lot of action with the team early on in the season as he swings and misses at a pitch running inside for strike 1. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1 is a swing and miss at a breaky ball that finds the dirt. And the count is 1-2 now to Hart out of Bryant University. Just a win away from winning his conference tournament at Bryant University. And excuse me, swing gets past the pitcher Kemp towards short. Gorman's throw to first is picked out of the dirt beautifully by Miner for the second out of the inning.
Gorman able to corral that one really well there, get his feet under and make a fire over to first, and Miner with a fantastic scoop over there at first.
Now Mike Ruggiero is pinch hitting for Mike Stefan here in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs and nobody on base. First one to him from Kemp is a breaking ball that's well inside. Ruggiero was doing exactly what I was thinking, ducking out of the way as the breaking ball looked like was about to hit him for a second. 1-0 the count. And the 1-0 finds the dirt for ball 2. The count is 2 balls and no strikes. Quickly to Ruggiero. He was warming up in the bullpen earlier for the Flames from Wagner College. Majoring in business administration there. As a 2-0 is a jam shot in the air. Just past the second baseman for Lenda. Into right field for a base hit. Dropped in front of Fajardo as well. And the Flames get a 2-out base runner on a hit from Mike Ruggiero.
You know, it may or may not mean much here, but getting that runner on with 2 outs can certainly get in the pitcher's head.
And it can start a rally too. It's where the term 2-out rally comes from. And who better to start a rally than a guy who's already hit a home run tonight, Jared Groskuth at the plate. First pitch fastball finds the zone for strike 1. The count is 0-1. Ruggiero takes his lead off first, and the 0-1 is a breaking ball. Swung on missed for strike 2, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes quickly in the at-bat to Jared Groskuth. And an 0-2. Here's a breaking ball that gets him looking on the outside corner, and that will retire the side. So much for a 2-out rally as the Flames go down with a runner stranded at first base. It's still 5-3 for Syracuse, heading to the bottom of the 6th here on Team Line. Just about set to go here in the bottom of the sixth. Just a couple defensive changes of note. Mike Ruggiero, after pinch hitting in the top of the sixth inning, stays in to play third base, moving A.J. DiFilippo out to left field. And Gabe Golob, at 95 pitches, returns to the mound for the Flames. And why not, with how well he has pitched since the first inning?
Since that first inning, only 2 hits and no runs allowed.
First one is popped up from Mike Gorman. Golob's going after it, and he's going to make the catch right at the foul line. How about the pitcher playing it himself?
You know, coming off the mound, make those defensive plays. Usually it's discouraged, but you got to love Golob going in there and making an effort.
That is a team player right there. Gabe Golob making the play himself. As Dylan Nolan steps up to the plate now for the Syracuse Saltcats. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the bottom of the sixth inning. As Nolan grounds for, oh, nice snag by Golob. He runs it towards the bag and tosses it to Corbin Paxton. 2 pitches, 2 spectacular plays by Golob, 2 outs.
Golob's really doing everything this inning. He wants to put the team on his back right now.
And Adam Holland, the center fielder, now to the plate as the Saltcats begin their 4th turn through the order. Golob has just been sensational this inning with some great plays. Coming off the mound to catch the pop-up. He was leaning to his left, made the snag to his right. As the first pitch fastball finds the zone for strike 1, the count is 0-1 on Golob's 98th pitch. And it's pretty clear that Gabe Golob doesn't have too low of a pitch count coming into this season. In Genesee, he threw 90 against the Rapids. He's at 98 now. And after the quick 5th inning, back out on the mound for the 6th, and he's already gotten 2 outs as Holland grounds one towards short. Hart makes the play. The throw to first is in time and on target for the final out of the 6th. And Gabe Golob, what can you say about him in these last 2 innings? 1, 2, 3, go the Saltcats. We're on to the 7th. 5-3, Syracuse still leads Onondaga.
Welcome back to the Onondaga Flames Team Line stream. I'm Morgan Chapman, and I'm going to be doing my first solo inning of our 2018 broadcast. I'm going to do a solo inning, then it's going to go to Brandon Ross, then Eric Moon. So we will all have our own solo innings to finish up this ball game. Jack Chernow leading off at the top of the 7th. First pitch outside for ball 1. On the mound still is Zach Kemp for the Syracuse Saltcats, and Flames still trying to chip back into this one, still trailing 5-3. Second pitch, a breaking ball, just missing the zone. Count goes to 2-0. But Gabe Golob has really, in that last inning, he put the team on his back, collected 2 outs all by himself, and made a short outing of it. 3 up, 3 down. That pitch missing high, fastball. Count goes to 3-0. But I highly doubt Gabe Golob will come out for the bottom of the 7th, but who knows? No cap on his pitching limit. as that one's going to miss. So 4 straight balls from Zach Kemp, and Jack Chernow is going to collect his second walk of the ball game. Adam Gordon up to bat next for the Onondaga Flames. Currently 1 for 3 on the evening. Had the single back in the 5th. Struck out once and had a fly out to right field. But with 1 runner on, he's representing the tying run in this ball game. See what he has in store for Kemp as he checking back to first base. And Miner really wants to have a word with his pitcher there. As Chernow looked to be back in time, he actually looks to be injured a little bit. Jack Chernow limping as Miner's going to give him a second to get back as he was trying to slide. He might have jammed up his shoulder on the bag. Either way, it looks like he seems to be okay, stretching himself out. We will resume play here with Adam Gordon at the plate as he digs in for his 4th at-bat on the evening. Squaring the bunt, then pulls it back. It's the first pitch to Adam Gordon. Cut on over to Miner. Miner unable to make a play. This could be trouble. Jack Chernow going to third. Adam Gordon now in a pickle. Gordon slides back in time, and he gets it away. Jack Chernow, here he comes. Jack Chernow is going to score, but the umpire says hold up. And he does. He scores. So, heck of a play there. Adam Gordon gets caught in a pickle, then becomes a disruption at first base, scoring Jack Chernow from first. This is suddenly a 1-score game. So, Adam Gordon's up at second base. Jack Chernow is going to come around to score, so it looks like he's able to walk off the injury. Heck of a series of events there. So Mike Netzel, the DH, will be up to bat next for your Onondaga Flames. Reached on an error back in the 3rd, but other than that, hasn't really been up to too much. 0 for 2 on the evening. So this is a 5-4 ball game. Bunting, squaring the bunt is Mike Netzel. This could be a single. And he's safe. He's safe. Mike Netzel in time. That's why you hustle on every play. You love to see the hustle from the kid. Advancing Adam Gordon to third base as well. And now the Flames could very well cut this to a tie ball game. So how about the Onondaga Flames coming back to life? Scoring 1 run so far. Need 1 more to tie it. Adam Gordon representing the tying run on third base, bringing up A.J. DiFilippo. A.J. has reached on a walk. He's 0 for 2 other than that on the night, but has done his job advancing base runners. Heck of an effort by Mike Netzel to beat out the bunt attempt. And Mike Netzel is going to steal second base. Not paying attention. Here come the mental errors. We've seen this from the Saltcats before. Mike Netzel playing a heck of a game. Now with 2 runners in scoring position, A.J. DiFilippo has some RBI opportunities up in the air. Needs to drive in 1 to score it, 2 to take the lead. Here we are in the top of the 7th inning. Slow start for the Flames. Here's the pitch from Kemp. Cut on down the first baseline. This is fair. Adam Gordon will score. And Mike Netzel will score as well as DiFilippo is going to hold up at first base. The 2-run single to take the lead here in the top of the 7th inning. What an addition A.J. DiFilippo has been in this lineup for the Onondaga Flames. A bit of power and consistency as time is called. Going to talk things over on the mound. Could be a change. It looks like it is. See who's warming up out in the bullpen. Who knows if he's going to stay in there or not. Maybe they'll let Zach Kemp work his way out of it. But other than that, I mean, the Onondaga Flames right back in this ballgame, take the lead. So nice strategy of head coach Mike Cordero leaving Gabe Golob in, letting him figure it out on the mound. Then the offense finally coming to life for this team, driving in runs thanks to A.J. DiFilippo with a 2-run single. Zach Kemp looks to stay in the ball game. Bringing up Trace Peterson. Trace Peterson had the ground out to first base last time he was at the plate, but did have the single that scored a couple of runs. So thanks to Trace Peterson, he's the reason why the Flames have scored the other runs in this ball game. Runner on first is DiFilippo. Pitch is in there, swung on and missed from Trace Peterson. Zach Kemp still on the mound. 0-1 count, no outs. Here in the top of the 7th inning, Flames regain the lead 6-5. Back in time is DiFilippo. So for the first time in this ball game, the Onondaga Flames lead the Syracuse Saltcats. This one popped up, but out of play. For Peterson, count goes to 0-2. Zach Kemp trying to work out of this funk after allowing 3 runs. Oh, 1 count. Back in time is DiFilippo. This one, the ball is going to get past him, and DiFilippo is easily going to get to second base. So mental errors really piling up here for the Syracuse Saltcats as errors have been made, and Flames are taking advantage. So an 0-2 count for Trace Peterson. DiFilippo now on second base. Here's the 0-2. Cut on and missed. And that's a strikeout. So nice bounce back there from Zach Kemp, bringing up Corbin Paxton. Corbin Paxton was a strikeout victim for his first at-bat of the ball game. Has an opportunity to add to their lead as the Onondaga Flames have put up 3 runs so far in the top of the 7th inning. Pitch in there for strike 1. Breaking ball from Zach Kemp looked good. Oh, 1 with 1 down here in the top of the 7th. DiFilippo on second base. As Gorman over by the bag. Pitch outside for a ball count evens up at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike with 1 down here in the top of the 7th for Corbin Paxton with an opportunity to add to the Flames' lead. Here's the pitch inside and low, missing for a ball. And if you're just tuning in, you missed all the fireworks. As Jack Cherno, Adam Gordon, and Mike Netzel came around to score some runs for the Flames. Thanks to the work of Adam Gordon, creating a distraction at first base, letting the ball get past the first baseman, as that one's in the turf. Count goes to 3-1, and the 2-run single from A.J. DiFilippo. As time is called, Zach Kemp getting some words of encouragement from Mike Gorman. Three balls, 1 strike with 1 down here. Cut on, could be a base hit, and it will be. This should score a runner, and it will. A.J. DiFilippo on his horse, and so is Corbin Paxton with an RBI double. So a really nice job of the Flames to finally find some consistency in their lineup. Brian Hart up the bat next for your Onondaga Flames, but an RBI double by Corbin Paxton to give the Flames the 7-5 lead, and looks like a pitching change could be made, or at least a timeout is called right now, and here comes the new pitcher on the mound. So new pitcher going to be on the mound here for the Syracuse Saltcats. We're going to step aside, let them warm up, and we'll figure out who it is right here on Team Line. Well, welcome back to Team Line, the Onondaga Flames live stream here at Onondaga Community College, where the Flames are up 7-5. Pitching change made for the Syracuse Saltcats as Jared Strait from Wells College comes on the mound to try to stop the bleeding here, as the Flames put up 4 runs in the top of the 7th inning to take the 7-5 lead. Corbin Paxton over at second had the hustle play on the RBI double. This is Brian Hart at the plate for the Onondaga Flames. Last time he was up, he had the ground out to shortstop. First pitch from Strait. Low and in the turf for ball 1. But the Flames have really put it together here, not trying to leave any runners on base, as they're up to 6 in the game. This could be a completely different game if they could just drive in half of those runs, but either way, have the lead here in the top of the 7th. Pitch missing low for ball 2. And now for the Flames, the issue becomes holding on to the lead and finishing this ball game, because we've seen them have the lead at some point in certain games and not being able to finish it off. And now they've regained the lead for the first time in this ball game. And now it's up to them to hold on and finish this one off, as Saltcats have been defeated by the Flames twice this season. That pitch in there for a strike. First strike from Jared Strait. 2-1 is the count. Corbin Paxton out there on second base with 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. Strait checks on Paxton. Here's the delivery. Cut on. Foul. Count evens up at 2-2. Head coach Mike Cordero giving some signs to Brian Hart and Corbin Paxton. Here's the 2-2. Inside, and the count will go to full. You can see the wind on Jared Strait's jersey start to whip just a little bit. See if that plays a factor in any of these fly balls. Perhaps it could carry it further than it should be, or maybe a fair ball will end up in the large amount of foul territory here at Onondaga Community College. Here's the pitch. Swung on down the first baseline. This could be an easy one, and it will be by Patrick Miner. Or is it? And it is. As Brian Hart looked like he tried to kick into another gear really late down the baseline, but unable to get there in time. And up to bat next will be Mike Ruggiero, the third baseman. So Mike coming back into the lineup here as his father stopped by the booth earlier to talk to Eric, Brandon, and myself. First pitch for Ruggiero in there for strike 1, and he was mentioning how Mike pulled the hamstring game 1, had to fly him home, get him some care. Says he'll be 100% tomorrow night. So I have to imagine he's at 95% right now. This one's cut on and missed quickly down 0-2 is Mike Ruggiero. Did a really nice job the first time we saw him, but we haven't really seen him since. We saw him against the Syracuse Spartans. He came in for an at-bat or so, but other than that, not too much work. Here's the payoff from Strait. Missing low. Count goes to 1-2. With Corbin Paxton now on third base. Strait gets the sign from Nolan. Here's the pitch outside. Nolan able to stop it before it becomes trouble, and count evens up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Time is called for Ruggiero. Here's the pitch from Strait. Check swing, and he's going to be a strikeout victim. First of the evening for Jared Strait. So we'll be right back here on Team Line. We're going to step aside for the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, welcome back here to the Onondaga Flames Team Line live stream here at Onondaga Community College. If you're just tuning in, you just missed an offensive explosion from the Onondaga Flames as they are able to score 4 runs in the top of the 4th inning, thanks to Corbin Paxton and A.J. DiFilippo, both with 2 RBIs apiece. Leading off the bottom of the 7th for the Syracuse Saltcats, Alexander Ferlenda, the second baseman. He is going to be 1 for 2 on the evening. First pitch from Gabe Golob, his 100th pitch of the evening, is in their first strike, and Gabe is at 100 pitches now. By far the furthest we've seen any pitcher go in a ball game here in the NYCBL, the games we've been a part of. Second pitch in there for a strike, and it looks like the further Gabe Golob goes, the stronger he gets. As the last inning, he was able to put on some moves and get 3 up, 3 down. See if he can do the same here. 0-2 count on Ferlenda. Here's the delivery. Cut on, and this is going to be a base hit. Out to right field, Adam Gordon scoops it up. So a single to lead off the bottom of the 7th is Alexander Ferlenda. Sean Lawler up to bat next for the Syracuse Saltcats. 1 for 2 on the evening. Reached on a walk, came around to score one of the 5 runs for the Saltcats. See if Lawler, who has been very consistent for the Saltcats team, see if he can do some damage here with a runner on first. Here's the pitch from Golob. Cut on and missed. Swinging for the fence there was Sean Lawler. 0-1 count here for Lawler with Ferlenda on first. Checking over at first base is Golob. Not going to get him, though, and just keeping him honest. Flames lead 7-5. Now it's up to them to hold on to this lead and finish the ball game. Gabe Golob in there, but it's going to miss outside for a ball. Count evens up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch outside. Trace Peterson's able to get a hold of it, though, and count goes to 2-1 for Sean Lawler. Here, Gabe Golob as Peterson sets up just outside. Cut on. See if anyone's going to make an effort at it. Doesn't look like it, and this is going to go out of play. Count evens up at 2-2. No outs here. 2-2 for Sean Lawler. Gabe Golob still on the mound, and taking over in the top of the 8th inning will be Brandon Ross for his solo play-by-play debut. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Golob gets the sign, and here it is in the turf, though. Count goes to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Lawler. Quality at bat here. Ferlenda still over at first base. Checking over at first is Golob. Not in time. Count still at full. See what he has for Sean Lawler. Pitch cut on but fouled off the end of his bat is Sean Lawler. And Gabe Golob out there for 7 innings here for the Onondaga Flames. We saw him throw 92 pitches against the Genesee Rapids. But still looks like he has some more fight in him. He's going to continue to work out there for this team. As Golob delivers the full count, and he's going to walk Sean Lawler. So Ferlenda advances to second. Lawler advances to first. Up the bat next for the Syracuse Saltcats, number 15, Isaac Porter. Isaac Porter is 0 for 3 on the night. Last time he was up, had a grounder, and this could be the end of his day on the mound, as it looks like Chris Burnett is going to come into the ball game, number 33 for the Onondaga Flames. We're going to, if this is the end of Gabe Golob's night, and it is, he ended with 109 pitches on the mound. So Chris Burnett was going to get some chances to warm up here. We're going to step aside here on Team Line. Welcome back to the Onondaga Flames live stream on Team Line as Chris Burnett is going to come on to the mound, relieving Gabe Golob after he had 109 pitches thrown. Done a really nice job since the first inning to bounce back in this ball game, put the Flames in the position that they're in. Pitcher out of Cal Poly Pamana from Chinos Hills, California. Same high school that all the Ball brothers went to high school, I believe. Lonzo Ball, LaMelo, Jello, all the balls. Chris Burnett is going to call time and calls for Trace Peterson. And Burnett's one of those newer arrival players on the mound for the Flames. He's in a big position here, runners on first and second with no outs to preserve this lead. Flames only lead by 2, so Isaac Porter, the man, he will be battling first at the plate. Isaac Porter, as I mentioned earlier, 0 for 3 on the night. Last time, grounded one down the third base line. So, here's the first delivery from Chris Burnett. Rising fastball, going to miss the zone. Count goes to 1-0. 1-0 is your count. With Ferlenda on second, Sean Lawler over there at first. Flames looking to hold on to their 2-run lead. Burnett checks over at Ferlenda, and here's the second pitch, cut on and missed. Count evens up at 1-1 on Isaac Porter. He's in a tough spot here, has to hold on to the lead as looks like Keon Taylor is starting to warm up just a little bit in the Flames. Maybe he'll come on to close this game. That's usually the role he's played for the Flames this season. Burnett in the windup, and here it is. Cut on, fouled back towards us. Count goes to 1-2 on Isaac Porter. So nice job from Burnett being able to battle back into this at-bat. First pitch was a ball. Now he's got it on his side. 1 ball, 2 strikes to be exact. Gets the sign from Peterson. Checking on Ferlenda, and here it is. Cut out and missed. And first batter faced a strikeout victim for Chris Burnett. Really nice job there. Up the bat next for the Syracuse Saltcats, number 16, Patrick Miner. Patrick Miner is 0 for 1 on the evening as he's reached twice on walks. One time he scored. That was in the first inning, part of that 5-run explosion in the first inning for the Syracuse Saltcats. But since then, they have yet to score any runs. Gabe Golob has done a really nice job bouncing back after surrendering the 5. Here's the pitch from Burnett, missing for ball 1. Runners on first and second. Saltcats have really stalled out on the offensive end. Left a couple of runners on base, and ever since the first inning, they just haven't been able to score any. That pitch in there for a strike. Nice bounce back pitch from Chris Burnett. But beautiful night here at OCC. Wind starting to pick up just a little bit, but other than that, no clouds in the sky. One ball, 1 strike with 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Flames lead 7-5. Here's the pitch. It's in there for a strike. Breaking ball going to hit the zone. Really nice job there from Chris Burnett. 1 ball, 2 strikes as the breaking ball looks to be his best pitch I've seen so far out of him. One-two count. Here's the pitch. Just missing it high. And a little bit of surprising factor, Trace Peterson still behind the plate. Perhaps Jake Zarat has the night off, or maybe we'll see him later on in the ball game. But Last couple of games we've seen Zerrat and Peterson split time behind the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes here for Patrick Miner. Come set, and here it is. Cut on, skied up. Back towards us, though. As you can hear the thump landing in the stands. Count will stay at 2-2 for Chris Burnett and Patrick Miner, dueling it out. Burnett has a really slow approach in between pitches, takes his time to get set and make sure he has a good grip on the ball. Seems to be working in his favor. 2-2, here it is. Just missing the zone. Count goes to full, as you can hear the Flames faithful not like that call. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Burnett. And as I mentioned, taking his time. As Peterson gives him the sign and see if he moves. So here it is. The best part of baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The delivery cut on and missed. So the second strikeout victim to Chris Burnett. How about that? Come in the ball game with 2 runners on base and collect 2 strikeouts. So Drew Patterson going to come in the ball game as a pinch hitter for the Syracuse Saltcats. We saw him just the other night. He had a start in the game. Didn't do too bad. Ended his night 1 for 3 last time these 2 teams faced. So runners on first and second, now 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Flames lead Saltcats 7-5. Chris Burnett has done a heck of a job on the mound as he steps off to check for Lunda at second base. Just when you think the Saltcats are going to be able to have a rally, Burnett comes out of the bullpen, which he's been warming up for the last 3 innings or so. Dialed in and ready to rock and roll. Here's the first pitch to Drew Patterson, missing low for ball 1. The 1-0 count here. For Patterson. Here's the pitch from Burnett. In there for a strike. Nice bounce back pitch. Counts even at 1-1. Patterson out of Greenville, Tennessee. Stands 6'2", 190 for the Syracuse Saltcats. Burnett still checking on for Lunda as time is called. He doesn't throw the pitch, though. No point of wasting one there, but taking just a little bit of time to check on Ferlenda. Keeping him honest there at second base. 1-1 is the count. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 1-1. Check swing, but either way, it was in there for a strike from Drew Patterson. So count quickly goes to 1-2, and now Burnett has a chance to collect his 3rd strikeout victim in his first inning of work. As he gets the sign from Trace, comes set, and here it is, the 1-2. In there for a strikeout, so Burnett comes into the ball game, strikes out the first 3 batters he faces, strikes out Drew Patterson looking there, and going into the top of the 8th inning, Brandon Ross will be taking over the play-by-play duties here on Team Line, the home of the Onondaga Flames.
Back in the top of inning number 8, Flames now have a 7-5 lead, able to hold the Saltcats off the board in the bottom half of the 7th. And Jared Groskuth here leading off for the Flames. Jared Straight staying on the mound for the Syracuse Saltcats, and the first pitch is taken for strike 1. Groskuth 1 for 2 on the night. Struck out his last time up, also walked and homered. His homer in the 3rd inning got the scoring started for the Flames as the second pitch missed for ball 1. Straight with nobody on base but working from the stretch. The 1-1. Misses inside. Fastball gets out of his grip and the count's 2-1. Groskuth working from his usual wide stance. The 2-1 is going to be chopped down on the ground towards 3rd. Nakari fires over to 1st. A stretch by Minor, and he'll record out number 1. So with 1 away, that brings up Jack Chernow. Chernow 1 for 3 in tonight's contest, has come and scored 2 runs for the Flames. Chernow's standing very close to the plate. First pitch is a fastball, misses well outside. Count's going to be 1-0. The 1-0 to Chernow. Misses low, and the count's going to be 2-0. Chernow dominant so far for the Onondaga Flames. 500 heading into tonight. 3 extra base hits in his first 4 games as a Flame. And now 1 for 3 on the night tonight. A single in the 7th. The 2-0. Breaking ball misses low. Gets away from Nolan. And the count's going to be 3-0. And ahead of next inning, just some action in the Onondaga Flames bullpen. Keon Taylor warming up. The 3-0 to Chernow. Catches the outside corner. It'll be a 3-1 count here. Straight in his second inning of work came in replacement of Zach Kemp after he gave up 4 runs. And the 3-1 pitch is going to be grounded over to second. Verlenda will fire over to first for out number 2. So a quick painless 2 outs here for the Saltcats, and Adam Gordon now up to bat for the Flames. Gordon 2 for 4 on the night. 2 singles in the 5th and 7th. Flew out to right his first time up and struck out in inning number 3. First pitch to Gordon. Going to miss low and away. Fastball can't quite find the zone, and the count's going to be 1-0. Gordon known for getting on base so far tonight and this season, but his biggest threat has been on the bases. Very known to be an aggressive base runner. The 1-0. He's going to miss low. Now 2 balls here to Adam Gordon. Gordon steps out of the box, takes some time to readjust his wrist tape. The 2-0 misses low and inside, now 3-0. The throwback from Nolan actually goes over the head of Jared Straight, so we'll have a quick timeout here. The outfield shifting awkwardly to the right. Patterson replacing Fajardo in right field, not hugging the line too much. Holland in regular positioning in center field, but Sean Lawler getting a great distance away from the left field line. A shot down the left field line would bring real trouble here for the Syracuse Saltcats. And the 3-0. catches the outside corner. Gordon didn't like the call, but he's not going to debate it, and the count's going to be 3-1. Two-way here in the top of inning number 8. Flames up 7-5 over the Syracuse Saltcats. Gordon up to bat with a 3-1 count against Jared Straight. Straight readjusts on the rubber. Gets a new sign from Dylan Nolan. And from the stretch deals the 3-1. It's going to be fouled back behind home plate towards the visitor's press box. And the count's going to be 3-2. Quality at bat here so far from Adam Gordon, a metric that Coach Cordero is very high on taking. I, along with Morgan, spoke with Coach Cordero last week, and he was talking about how the team actually keeps track of quality at bats and makes sure to keep the quality at bat percentage above 550. And the payoff's going to again be fouled back towards the press box, and the count stays full at 3-2. Interesting note is that in a lot of the Flames' losses, they're still batting above the average required that Coach Cordero set. In last week's Thursday loss, actually batted above 590 in terms of quality at bats. However, it wasn't enough as mental errors in the field cost them that one, the payoff. Grounded over towards the mound, Straight will take it himself for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no men left on base at the end of 7.5. The Flames lead 7-5 over the Saltcats here on Team Line. Back in the bottom of inning number 8 at OCC Stadium, Flames with a 7-5 lead after 7.5 innings of play. It's been a monumental comeback for the team, originally trailing 5-0 after the first, clawed their way back, and now leads the Saltcats by 2. New pitcher here for the Flames in Keon Taylor, one of Cordero's trusty closers back from his regular season workplace of Chaffey College. Seen him in a few relief appearances so far this season. Some success, some failures, but generally solid performance from Taylor, who finished in the top 5 in saves this past season in California JUCO baseball. A new nugget of information we also learned from meeting with Coach last week, he's actually heading to Cal State Los Angeles in the fall. So he'll be meeting a future teammate here in Adam Gordon. As Chris Nakari up to bat first for the Syracuse Saltcats. The first pitch is going to be lined towards first base over the head of Paxton for a base hit. So a quick base runner here for the Saltcats, as that'll bring up Mike Gorman. Gorman 0 for 3 on the night. reached base the first time around on a fielder's choice and an error, but also grounded out to third and popped out to the pitcher. Nakari with an average lead off first base. First pitch fastball catches the outside corner for strike one. Gorman batting with a really wide stance here. His back foot touches the back right corner of the batter's box, and his front foot almost reaches the top left as that pitch misses for ball one. A couple other defensive notes. Along with Taylor coming in on the mound, Jake Evans replaces Jared Grosguth at second base as that pitch misses for ball two. So the middle infield's playing back. Corbin Paxton guarding tightly at first base, and Mike Ruggiero playing slightly in over at third, about even with the bag. Pickoff attempt over at first, nothing doing. Taylor, the third pitcher for the Flames tonight after Gabe Golob. What a recovery. Gave up 5 runs in the first inning. That pitch misses for ball 3. 5 runs in the first inning. Ends up giving up no runs over his next 5+ innings of work. Only allowing 3 hits in those 5 innings. As that pitch misses for ball 4. And now runners are on first and second with nobody out. Taylor now has to deal with a runner in scoring position as Dylan Nolan up to bat for the Saltcats. Nolan struggling at the plate tonight, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts so far. Taylor steps off to keep the runners in check as Gorman leading off of first base and Chris Nakari leading off of second. Paxton now playing well in of first base on the infield grass here, anticipating a possible bunt as the first pitch is cut on and missed for strike one. If you're just joining us, 7-5 the Flames lead after mounting a stellar comeback. Down 5 runs after the first inning. Now leading 7-5 in the bottom of inning number 8. The Saltcats have runners on first and second with nobody out. Dylan Nolan up to bat for the Saltcats. Keon Taylor steps off the bag. Gives a little pump fake over to second base, and Chris Nakari able to make it back easy. Taylor, one of the very sidearmers in this Flames rotation, 1 of 4. As showing bunt is Nolan, going to get fielded by Taylor. He'll throw over to first for the easy out, but now the Saltcats have runners on second and third with only 1 away. So with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 away, Adam Holland up to bat for the Saltcats. Holland 0 for 2 on the night, but has reached base twice. Those coming on 2 walks, both by Gabe Golob when he was on the mound. Middle infield not guarding too tightly over at second base. Hart and Evans actually playing pretty deep out there in the middle infield. Outfield pretty well retreated, no balls behind. As that first pitch is fouled back. It's a situation like this where anything in the outfield never has to get over your head. You cannot let anything get over your head because a no doubles formation is crucial in order to keep both those runners off the board. Taylor gets set and deals the 0-1. way outside. Peterson has to reach a ways to corral that one. Now the count's even at 1-1. Holland, an aggressive stance, standing very close in the batter's box, not afraid of the pitch. The 1-1 catches the inside corner. And now Keon Taylor back ahead in the count, 1-2 here to Holland. It's one away, no force out at any base here. Keon Taylor conscious of the need to get Holland out here. 1-2 count, Taylor delivers the payoff. Popped into shallow right field. Drifting under that one is going to be Adam Gordon to make the catch. Tagging from third is going to be Nakari. The throw home is wild, and Peterson can't corral it. Nakari is going to score. And tagged out at third, trying to advance, is going to be Mike Gorman. So the side is retired. A run scored there by the Saltcats, but staying in the lead will be the Flames. A 7-6 Flames lead heading into the top of the ninth. 1 run on 1 hit and no men left on base at the end of 8 innings of baseball. The Flames have a 7-6 lead here on Team Line.
Welcome back to OCC Stadium for the 9th inning here tonight. The Onondaga Flames have a 7-6 lead over the Syracuse Saltcats after the Saltcats got 1 in the bottom of the 8th inning, but on great awareness by the Flames, Keon Taylor was able to get the base runner Mike Gorman leading off third base just after taking too big of a turn around first base rather for the third base for the final out. As the breaking ball is in for a strike to Mike Netzel. For strike 1, the count is 0-1. Folks, you're stuck with me for this inning, so hopefully the Flames win. As Netzel with an inside out swing rolls it towards first. Easy play for the first baseman Patrick Miner, and that is the first out of the 9th inning on 2 pitches by Jared Strait, who returns to the bump for the 9th inning after a 1-2-3 8th. And after he finished off the 7th inning for Zach Kemp, who is in position for the loss at the moment. If the score stays the same as H.A.D. Filippo steps in. 2 innings for Kemp on the mound. Allowed 5 hits, a walk, struck out 3, allowed 4 earned runs as the breaking ball is in for a strike to Di Filippo. 0-1 is the count as this next pitch will be Strait's 30th of the night. 0-1. Fastball got the lower third for strike 2, and the count's quickly 0-2 on Di Filippo. Strait's not allowed a hit since taking over, and he has retired all 6 batters he's faced to this point. Now 7 as Di Filippo swings and misses that pitch in the dirt. He's tagged out by Dylan Nolan, and quickly the Flames have 2 outs in the inning. And among those now 7 batters retired by Strait, 2 have struck out. 2 strikeouts for him. And now Trace Peterson, the catcher, up to the plate. He's 2 for 4 on the night. And the first one to him is a breaky pitch that almost found the dirt. Nolan kept it in front of him for ball 1, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Peterson was 2 for 2 to begin the game since he grounded out to first to end the 5th inning. Then he struck out Sweeney in the 7th. 1-0 pitch is well inside a fastball. 2-0 the count now. Peterson, as we have mentioned many times before, out of Lake Erie College. His teammate at Lake Erie College, Corbin Paxton, is on deck as the fastball finds the inside corner for strike 1. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Peterson. Peterson has logged all 8 innings to this point behind home plate. When talking to team president Wayne Walker before the season, he said that Lake Erie College was looking for him to get a lot of reps at first base this year as the breaking ball finds the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike, but considering there are only 2 catchers on the roster, Trace Peterson and Jake Zerot, Peterson has gotten a lot of reps behind home plate. And also Zerot was with Canisius College in the NCAA tournament until this past Friday. 3-1. In the dirt for ball 4, and Peterson draws a 2-out walk. And now Corbin Paxton steps up to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first base. A potential insurance run for Onondaga on the base pass now. Saltcats trimmed the lead to 1 in the last half inning. As the first one to Paxton is a fastball over the plate for strike 1. The count is 0-1. Paxton didn't get good wood on the ball in his last at-bat, but it was probably a good thing he didn't because he dropped it in down the left field line just behind the third baseman Nakari, and it went for an RBI double as the breaking pitch is high for ball 1. The count evens up at a ball and a strike. And it was only a double because Paxton was hustling right out of the box, and he slid into second base safely with the extra base knock. His double actually the go-ahead, rather the difference in this game as the breaking ball is in the dirt for ball 2. The count 2-1. The last time the Flames scored was on the RBI double by Corbin Paxton. Only 3 times tonight has a team scored in an inning. As Straight deals the 2-1 to Paxton. He hits one in the air high and pretty deep to Holland. Chasing him back towards the track. It is past him and off the wall. Peterson is going around third. Paxton rounding second, heading for third. Gorman has the pick. Throw to third base is not in time. Peterson scores. Paxton with the RBI triple. And the Flames get insurance. 8-6 Onondaga. More hustle for Paxton on a big hit. And he has 2 extra base hits tonight. Now Brian Hart, the shortstop, to the plate after Trace Peterson scores from first on the big hit from Paxton. Hart trying to get another run home for the Flames, extend the lead potentially to 3. First pitch fastball is on the outside corner. It's strike 1. The count is 0-1. And the Flames started out the inning with 2 outs on 5 pitches by Jarrett Straight. As Hart squared up to bunt, but he pulls it back at a breaky ball in the dirt. It's ball 1. The count evens up at a ball and a strike. And then the walk from Peterson extend the inning, and now Paxton's on third base in an 8-6 ball game. 1-1 breaky ball inside on Hart, and that's ball 2. The count now 2 balls and 1 strike in the favor of Brian Hart, the shortstop of the plate. He's 0 for 4 tonight, reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning, but he hasn't reached base since. A strikeout looking, a ground out to short, and a ground out to first. 2-1. Popped him up, left side toward the Saltcats dugout. Nakari calls off Nolan, and it drops behind him. That might have been a little wind that knocked Nakari and Nolan out of... Well, that got him off guard because Nakari was hustling in from third base, and he overshot the baseball. So instead of the final out of the 9th inning, he'll it'll only be strike two. Because it didn't touch the glove of Nakari, it will not be an error charge to him. Two from straight. Breaking ball swung on, missed by Hart, and that is going to retire the side, but not before the Flames put a little two-out magic together. A walk by Peterson extends the inning, and then Corbett Paxton drives him in with an RBI triple. The Flames have insurance. They lead the Saltcats 8-6 going to the bottom of the ninth. Back here at OCC Stadium for the bottom of the ninth inning, and the Onondaga Flames have an 8-6 lead. They answered the Saltcats' run in the bottom of the eighth with a run of their own in the last half inning, and now Syracuse has to get two to extend this ball game. It'll be 2, 3, 4 in the Saltcats order. For Lenda, Lawler, and Porter for Syracuse, they face Keon Taylor, who's going for the 2-inning save tonight, the 6-out save. First one from Taylor to Ferlenda is a fastball over the plate for strike one. The count is 0-1. Taylor came on to pitch the eighth inning, gave up one run on an RBI sac fly. As Taylor deals the 0-1 here, a fastball foul to the screen, a jam shot foul from Ferlenda. And it's strike two. Quickly the count is at no balls and 2 strikes. And on the sac fly by Adam Holland, the throw was a little wide left of Peterson, but Taylor backed him up, caught it on the fly, and threw a laser to the third baseman Ruggiero as the breaking ball was high for ball one. The count's 1-2, and he threw it to third base to Ruggiero because Mike Gorman took too big of a turn around third base. He was well off the bag, and Ruggiero was able to tag him for the final out of the inning. 1-2 fouled. Rather not fouled. It was off the glove of Peterson, and he throws to first in time for the 2-3 putout on the strikeout swinging. I thought I heard the sound of a bat tipping the baseball, but instead it was the ball ticking off the glove of Peterson right out in front of him. Either way, it's the first out of the bottom of the ninth inning, and the left fielder Sean Lawler comes up to the plate for Syracuse. Taylor the righty against Lawler the lefty, and the first one to him is a fastball well outside for ball one. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Lawler has reached base in 3 of his 4 plate appearances tonight. Overall, 1 for 2 clip at the plate. 1-0, swing and a miss. Got him to chase the junk in the dirt for strike one, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Lawler walked and scored a run in the first inning. He walked and was stranded at first base in the 7th. And the 4th inning, he grounded out to first. 1-1 hit in the air out to left center field. On his horse is Cherno. It makes it to the wall in the left center field gap. Lawler's rounding second. He's going for 3, but no, he puts on the brakes and dives back into second base. A good relay by the Flames, and I don't think Lawler had a chance of getting a triple regardless. So he's into second, with a one-out double, and now the tying run steps up to the plate for the Saltcats. Right now, representing the tying run is Isaac Porter, the designated hitter. After Lawler laced one into the left center field gap. Second hit of the night, he's heating up. 2 for 3. And then the Saltcats' last NYCBL game against the Rome Generals in a 6-3 win. Lawler went 3 for 4. First one to Porter is a breaking ball on the inside corner for strike one. The count is 0-1. Porter has struck out twice tonight. He's 0 for 4. Also a fielder's choice and a ground out to third. Taylor looks at the runner at second, and the 0-1 is a fastball well outside, but Peterson keeps it from going to the backstop. It's ball one, the count evens up at a ball and a strike, and it's worth noting, something we probably should have gotten to early in the broadcast, that the Saltcats, they didn't have a day off yesterday. Yes, they weren't playing in the NYCBL, but they were playing the Utica Blue Sox yesterday here at OCC, and they got the 9-5 victory over the Blue Sox. So in a way, for the Saltcats, they're on a two-game. So technically, they're on a two-game winning streak right now. 1-1, fouled away to the right side by Porter. Strike two. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Those two wins coming off a 16-1 loss here at Onondaga Community College against these Onondaga Flames, except the roles were flipped. The Saltcats were the visiting team, the Flames were the home team. And now the Flames trying to get a road win tonight as the 1-2 is chopped foul down the third base side. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Porter. He's the DH tonight, usually a catcher when he appears in games for the Saltcats. He represents the tying run. Sean Lawler is on second base with 1 away in an 8-6 ball game. 1-2 is swung on and missed. Taylor gets him out in front of the breaking ball, and the Saltcats are down to their final out. Second strikeout of the inning for Keon Taylor, and Patrick Miner, the first baseman, represents the final hope for Syracuse tonight at the plate with 2 outs and a runner still on second base. First one to Miner is a fastball on the inside corner. It's strike one. The count is no balls and 1 strike to begin this at-bat. Miner 0 for 2 at the plate tonight, but he has reached twice in his 4 plate appearances. Pair of walks to begin his night, then a ground out to first and a strikeout swinging against Chris Burnett. 0-1. Fastball finds his own for strike 2, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Something worth noting very quickly, the job by Chris Burnett after Gabe Golob went 109 pitches, not giving up a run after the first inning. Burnett inherited a jam in the 7th, struck out the side. 0-2. Chopper goes foul down the third base side, and the count now no balls and 2 strikes, and that's something after the first inning that Brandon Morgan and I probably didn't expect from this Flames team, frankly, because we have seen the snowball effect a lot with this team. We saw it in the first inning when the Saltcats went up 5-0. Now look where they are. 0-2 is caught him looking. A breaking ball on the inside corner, a beauty from Keon Taylor. He picks up the 6-out save, and the Flames are winners again. 8-6 as you see that smiling scoreboard on the bottom left of your screen. Flames win it by 2 tonight. They are 3-0 against the Syracuse Saltcats this season. The comeback victory, the comeback kids tonight are the Onondaga Flames. The win goes to Gabe Golob. After giving up 5 runs in the bottom of the first inning, he kept the Saltcats off the scoreboard after that. He went 6+ innings, 109 pitches. Yes, he did walk 8 batters, but he was solid from the first inning on. The loss goes to Zach Kemp, also known as Brandon's friend's cousin, as we found out on the broadcast tonight. Kemp pitched 2 innings. He allowed the 4 runs scored by the Flames that ultimately were the difference in this game. A 4-run 7th inning by Onondaga. So the Flames win it 8-6 after trailing 5-0 in the first inning. The Flames put up a 3 spot in the third and a 4 spot in the 7th to take a 7-5 lead. Saltcats answered in the 8th with a run to get within 1, and then the Flames got an insurance run in the 9th inning to cement the victory. That'll do it from OCC Stadium. For Morgan Chapman and Brandon Ross, I'm Eric Moon saying so long and good night from OCC. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you again tomorrow night against the Olean Oilers. The 7 o'clock first pitch right back here at OCC Stadium.